I'm in the field, 2-minute drill, highlight reel. Let's review, what's the deal, okay? Watching footage going out of control. Buckle up, we got an hour to go, so let's go, that's straight heat. Ain't no chillin' around here. Back to back, Nat Chance, how we feelin' around here? Got my whole squad in the building around here. If my name ain't on it, then I really don't care. Come on. 3-point stance, we advance. Ball in my hands, I don't take no chance. Touchdown dance, that's my jam. No hot takes, this is nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. On the beat, hey. Yeah.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Yeah? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Film Guide Network on a fabulous Monday evening. We're back inside the studio. Traveled all the way out to LA, did 3 shows, came back and didn't miss a single live stream. How about that?
Nice.
That's a good way to do it. Just a forewarning out here up front and foremost, yours truly's on like 3.5 hours of upright sleep on a red eye back from LA. So no telling what's going to go on and come out of my mouth at any point tonight. But the boys are nice and rested. Mm-hmm. Did y'all have a good weekend?
We did. Yeah, had a good weekend.
Yeah, good weekend. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. I obviously spent the last 3 days out there in LA for the Elite 11 Finals. They didn't name an MVP because they will be naming the MVP out there at the opening. First year that's been back since, I think, pre-COVID times. It's been a while since we've had the opening back there in Eugene, Oregon, at the Nike, headquarters. So it'll be out there. They'll name the official MVP, but I've got an MVP, as did everybody else out there. Same guy. Rarely do we have one obvious dude to take home that trophy, if you will, and we felt like it was an obvious guy in the form of Trey Taylor. We'll talk about that tonight. We got evals on your team's quarterbacks' futures. Okay, we're going to go through, how many are up there on the board, Kirby? Like 9?
9.
We got 9 teams. We're going to go through and rank the top 5 futures of the next 4 years at the quarterback position in college football. That'll be fun. Bryce Underwood getting crapped on by is he a Hall of Famer?
Not right now.
Probably
won't be.
Probably won't be. Eric Weddle took a shot at Bryce Underwood. I don't think he meant it to be a shot at the kid. I think it was just being a little bit too honest about the situation up there in Michigan. We'll talk about that. It's absolutely jam-packed. Do me a favor, up here and on the front end of things. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, and if you haven't already, tell a friend about this network. All right, make sure you're telling folks about the Film Guide Network, however, wherever you can. Loaded show. Where do you guys want to start? I think we should just go ahead, dump these Elite 11 takes, and then do actual show. First off, every bit of Wi-Fi in all of California stepped on like crazy. Absolutely stepped on. I sent the boys a photo of the Wi-Fi that I was dealing with. I'm talking about sub 1.0 upload and download speeds in terms of Wi-Fi. Now, I'm only complaining because as a content creator, it was kind of tough to deal with. All right, because I do like a 25-minute reaction video, and it takes 9 hours to upload on YouTube because I think it's just too many people. I think too many people is like a constantly being at a college football stadium where the bandwidth is just stepped on so bad that you can't do anything. Same thing out there in LA. All right, that's my only complaint, and I had to get that out and off my chest because it bothers me every time I go out there. Second, I love that event. I absolutely love that event. I will go to that event the rest of time as long as I'm able to both time and financially afford to go out to LA and watch the Elite 11 Finals. I'll be there. First and foremost because I'm fascinated by quarterbacks. And I don't know why you wouldn't be if you do what we do, right? If you do what we do in terms of talking about college football or talking about football in general, why wouldn't you be obsessed with the quarterback position? I think it's the most important singular position in all of sports, hands down, for me. So I am fascinated by this position. Nothing intrigues the mind more than this position, and nothing intrigues my football brain more than watching people who know this position at a much higher rate than me actually coach it, right? Actually walk players through what it means to be a good player at this position and do the things the right way. And love the conversations that I stumble into. I want to name some guys off rip. Former Tennessee Vol Jarrett Garantano is now in the world of quarterback coaching alongside Jordan Palmer. Jordan Palmer is a guy that everybody knows about, right? Mm-hmm. Jordan Palmer is a guy that I've been trying to elbow my way into a conversation with for 5 years. And I even told him this. I was like, dude, I've been coming out of this event, obviously, because I'm coming to this event. But I've been coming out of this event trying to find my way into a football conversation with you. And I had about a 30-minute football conversation with him. And it absolutely blew me out of the water in terms of just the amount of knowledge that guy has, with regards to throwing the football and teaching guys to throw the football, in my opinion, the right way. I think there is a right way and a wrong way to throw the football, and I think he does it the right way. And just his coaching philosophies is interesting, guys. It's he's a field coach. That's what I told him. It's he obviously very clearly wants his players to feel the way it's supposed to feel and have that muscle memory, if you will. And the coaches talk about that. But the way he sequences drills, he wants this to be the finished product. He wants, the movement to look like this at the end. But there's 12 movements leading up to that one final throw that we have to walk him and sequence the athlete through. And they'll look like they're doing the same drill for 20, 30 minutes. But in reality, they're I called it evolutions on the same drill. They're going through these evolutions of the drill to make the athlete feel it all the way through. So by the end of it, after 20 minutes, we're doing it the right way.
It's
we're feeling it the right way. Say what?
Painting the fence.
Yeah, painting the fence. That's a great one. Painting the fence, and what's the other things that he did? Wax on and wax off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that.
Sanding the floor.
You think you're doing something. Well, they're actually throwing footballs, but it's a great analogy, right? Hey, you're doing this minor movement. In reality, you have no idea what it's actually tying you up to. Yeah, it's a great way to put it. Quincy Avery out there, obviously. Enjoy talking to him. Sean McAvoy is another Atlanta guy that spends a lot of time with the Elite 11. And Yogi Roth is kind of I wouldn't say Yogi's bag is mechanical development. I would say Yogi's bag is mental development. And I would argue that's almost more important than some of this other stuff we do physically. Because physically, you might not look like the best of all time, but if you're the best of all time mentally, by God, you're going to have a lot of success at this position as long as you at least meet bare minimum requirements. Just people at the absolute pinnacle of teaching this position and cultivating talents at this position. And I don't think there's any – to me, there's no doubting the importance of that camp. It's why I talk about it the way that I do. It's why we don't do a lot of rankings on this place, but we do at this event every single year because it matters. If you look at the last 10 MVPs at this event, okay, guys that have gone home with this is the best quarterback at the Elite 11 this year, Dia Bell, Keelan Russell, Julian Sand, Jackson Arnold, Cade Klubnik, Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud, Spencer Rattler, Justin Fields, and Tua Tagovailoa. There's one bad college football player on that list, and it's Jackson Arnold. And people will say oh, Cade Klubnik sucks. Guys, Cade Klubnik won multiple ACC championships. Cade Klubnik started, I think, 4 years of college football. Cade Klubnik is getting replaced by a guy who I would argue is not going to be as good as him this year, and Christopher Vizina. I think there's a lot of people in college football the last 4 years would have taken Cade Klubnik as their quarterback and been more than happy with it. All right, is he going to be an NFL lifelong guy? No. All right, but half of that list is going to play at the position at a really, really high rate, at its highest rates for almost a decade. So most of those guys are hits. 90% of them were really, really good college quarterbacks. Well, obviously Keelan and Dia are still TBD, to be determined, but there's not a lot of simulations where I think Keelan Russell's going to suck. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of simulations where I think Dia Bell's going to be bad. Yeah, they're going to hit on those guys too. So yeah, I don't think there's any doubting the legitimacy of this camp when we go out here every year.
Yeah, and I mean, people would laugh also at probably a guy like Spencer Rattler being mentioned in that group, and it's Spencer Rattler started multiple years in Oklahoma and then started multiple years at South Carolina and started games in the NFL. Like, I know South Carolina's record may not have been great with Spencer Rattler, but anybody that paid attention to South Carolina during that time understood he has no offensive line help there, and if he did, things would be a lot better.
Also, 13-4 as a starter at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he was bad. Got replaced by a Heisman winner and the eventual number one overall player, and yes, a generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
So in those last 10 groups, there's one guy that sticks out from a talent, and it's Caleb. Caleb was and always will be. There will be no human that will ever throw the football, in my opinion, in person at this event like Caleb did as a senior in high school. It just won't. Yeah, I will never, ever, ever put anybody in that stratosphere. However, this year's MVP, the Nebraska commit Trey Taylor, I would put him on par with anybody other than Caleb Williams that I've seen at that event the last 6 years. The last 6 years, this kid is as physically gifted of a thrower as anybody not named Caleb. I would argue he was a step above everybody else out there from every ball that this kid throws is extremely impressive. And then he goes on in the 7-on-7 day and throws 7 touchdowns, ties for the lead in most touchdowns thrown. And guys, the last 2.5 minutes of that, this is like a 20-minute 7-on session, and you just try to score as many times as you can with a high school unit that you've never played with before.
Right.
So he goes out there and I think he throws 4 touchdowns in the first 15 minutes. And then the last 2.5 minutes, he's unconscious, throwing balls that I don't think anybody else at that event could get completed. I think the last 3 touchdowns were 4 verts. And he's just throwing it into over-under coverage, and we put it into one spot where our guy can go get it. Those were and the last one was a freaking 55-yard nuke on a go ball that he dropped into a bucket. And it was the last box I had to check for him. Can you layer the football? Can we throw with touch? And watching him in 7-on, I think we got answers to that question. Trey Taylor was my MVP, and I would say kind of by not a wide margin, but a significant margin for me. Israel Adams, or Abrams, rather. I keep calling him Adams. I'm sorry, Izzy. Izzy Abrams comes in at number 2 for me, the Miami commit. Not only because he performed really, really well the entire week, I felt like, or the weekend, I felt like, but of all of the athletes, when you ask these coaches to a man, hey, who's going to be the guy 3 years from now? Who's going to be the guy that not only is good now, but is going to become so much better? And they all circled Izzy because most of them were like, he has no idea what he's doing out here. He's just out here athleting his way to my number 2 overall performance. Okay? And most of these kids have really, really been finely tuned quarterback and throwers of the football for a long time. Izzy, not so much. Izzy just been playing the position, been figuring it out kind of on his own, and we are going to get turned into even more of a monster, I would imagine, when we go to college. So there's still a lot of room for growth there. And like I said, a lot of the footballs that he threw this weekend were really, really impressive. So I would put him number 2.
So how did your rankings turn out in comparison to the ones we had after just watching film?
Slightly different. And part of it was reason because Hewley and Haven weren't on it because they didn't have film.
No
They
film.
made my Elite 11. But I mean, the only guy that I think got held up basically because of his film and his pro day and accuracy challenge was Peter Bork. I didn't love what I saw out there all weekend from Peter Bork, but he comes in at number 5 for me because he was number 2 on our film rankings. We had a good pro day. We had a good accuracy challenge. He's the only player in 6 years doing this event to win both in the same night. And I'm talking about, he didn't just win it. He had 77 points in the accuracy challenge. The next highest was 62.
Wow. Dang.
We smoked everybody. And then we won the pro day. Now, we didn't smoke everybody in the pro day, but we won it. And like I said, first guy, highest score ever in the accuracy challenge. And they've been doing that since 2020. And only player to ever win both in one night. So, yeah, he had a good day. I wouldn't say he had a great weekend for me, but he came in at number 5. Let's do the list, and then you can ask me questions about each individual player.
Gotcha.
Trey Taylor in at number 1, Izzy Abrams at number 2, Peyton Houston, LSU commit at number 3, Keegan Croucher, number 4 from Ole Miss, Peter Bork, the Vatech commit number 5, Davin Davidson, the Florida commit number 6, Will Mensel, the Oregon commit number 7, Trent Seaborn, the Alabama commit number 8, Kareem Hewley, the Clemson commit number 9, Elijah Haven, the Alabama commit number 10, and then Brady Edmonds, the Ohio State commit currently. I think there's some noise there. We might end up somewhere else. Maybe if you care, I'll let you know. But maybe up and down there in terms of whether or not he ends up at Ohio State. But he came in at number 11. OLIs for me, Jake Narrott, the Kentucky commit. I liked it. I didn't love it. I think I'm going to love it because this is another guy that I think just started dedicating himself to football 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He told me that he got an offer before he ever played a down in college or in high school football. And at the time, he thought he was going to play college basketball, but didn't have any offers. And he got one before he ever played a down. So he was like, I think that was God's way of telling me I should be a football player. And I was like, yeah, pretty stern wording from the Lord too, right there. That's a good way to push you into the right direction, getting an offer before you ever played a down. And he went on this year to play really, really well in his first year starting as a varsity quarterback. Good football player. I don't like how we're like, we push the football. Like his comp, I think on 24/7 is Drew Mestamaker, and I think or maybe on 3. I think they're doing an arm slot thing. However, Drew's 6'5", Drew's 230 pounds, and Drew gets to the side of the ball. Narrot doesn't consistently. I thought we lost the football arm side quite a bit throughout the week, and that was a mechanical thing for me. We don't have to get on top of the ball. I talked about this out there in LA. We got to get to the side of it, though, at least, or else we're just going to push the ball underhanded and kind of float it out. And that's bad misses. Braylon Warren, the Missouri commit, was really, really good, well-rounded, solid football player. I thought this was a 1 through 17, 1 through 18, really, really good group. There wasn't anybody of the 20 that was just awful out there, I didn't think. So it's hard. I think that's why you see such variance in this list. I mean, for me, I got 4 guys in my top 8 that the Elite 11 didn't even rank in their final Elite 11, and they have 4 guys that I didn't rank in mine that they ranked in theirs. So there is a variance in opinions on these things, as you would expect. It's an opinion-based, evaluation process. Kavion Bryant, the Texas Tech commit, was really, really good. Yeah, he's the hooper that you talked about and everything and more. They say he's ungodly.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. I think 36.5 points per game.
Last year, I think it was like
that.
29.9.
Yeah, we are a verified hooper. And you can see it in some of his touch throws. I just don't know if we're as clean as some of these guys. All right. I think the way I should break this down is, kind of the outlying opinions, right? Like I put Will Mensel on here, and they did not. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we liked the tape. I liked his night 1 performance. I thought we faded during the pro day and during the accuracy challenge, and we were mediocre during the 7-on-7 portion. So I think he made it because of the film eval for me. And I don't dislike him. I think he's going to be a Miller Mossy-esque football player at the college level. I think it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work at like a number 1 quarterback in the country like he was going into this weekend, but I think it's going to work. I was a little bit indifferent or different versus the industry on Elijah Haven, the Alabama commit. In fact, I rated Trent Seaborn higher than Elijah Haven, and I'll tell you why. I think Trent, to me, having studied what DeBoer and Ryan Grubb do at the quarterback position, I think Trent is a far more historically aligned take at the position than a player like Elijah. Elijah is the biggest lump of clay that we have in this class. I think Elijah has the highest ceiling of anybody that I saw out there. I also think Elijah might have the furthest to go to reach that ceiling, if that makes sense. We have a lot of growing to do. There are certain things that right now we're uncomfortable doing. We're uncomfortable taking standard like 3 and 5 and 7-step drops. We're uncomfortable moving off the spot, making sure our feet are back where we're supposed to be, and then throwing an accurate football. I think we're uncomfortable having our feet have to move. Like we're doing a drill where there's 5 cones and an umbrella, and we got a backline dig running from our right. But before we get to the backline dig, it's simulating to be the last play in the progression. We're going to count off, hey, cone 5, 4, and you have to take your feet to the numbered cone, right? Meanwhile, you're watching him and you're standing behind him, and he's moving his feet to the cone, but he's staring at the backline dig the entire time. It's not the point of the drill. The point of the drill is to tie our feet to our eyes, locate the dig on the backside, and then rip it over onto the back line. That's what it was supposed to be. Things like that, where we're constantly showing signs of we're not quite there yet. But my God, the amount of abilities that we have, I understand the hype. I understand the projection. I understand why people want it to work. Also, when you meet the kid, you want it to work. The kid is, he is an exceptional individual, and everybody who's ever met him comes away thinking like, holy hell, what a tremendous young man. So I'm sure he's going to work. I think Trent's going to work earlier. I think Trent is so ready, Trent Seaborn that is, so ready to do what Alabama wanted to do, or wants to do rather, where Michael Penix plays on time and played the position from the pocket at a really, really high level. Jake Haener did that at Fresno State. Ty Simpson did that this last year at Alabama. I think that is the mold that Trent is far closer to and far aligned more. Like he is a 6'2" version of the Jet Tamala kid. He's the same eval. And I think Jet's going to work for Alabama as well. So that's kind of my opinions on those Alabama commits. I think they're both really, really good. I think one's really, really talented. One's got a tremendously high ceiling, or high floor, which to me, if you're going to take 2 quarterbacks, that's the way you need to do it.
Yeah.
You need to take a guy we know is going to be really good, and we need to take a guy that may one day be really great.
Yeah,
and I think they did that.
Now, for a guy like, because of this event, you're getting the cream of the crop, but there's also like a guy like Ryan Murkowski who doesn't measure out like some of these other guys. And also to be clear about it, like it's schools like North Texas and Nevada, I think they're kind of sniffing around this one. What is the differences with him? Like, how does it stand out?
We're 5'11".
Yeah, I think they have 5'10".
Yeah, we're every bit of 5'10". Really competitive, really accurate all week. It performed admirably in every drill, every setting. To me, if I do this based off, I want to be really right in 3 years, and he's going to have to go to Nevada and prove me wrong before I jump on the bandwagon.
Sure,
you see what I'm saying? Whereas like Peyton Houston comes in at number 3 for me. He's 5'11", but that kid's probably a 4.49 athlete, and he's like gonna go play at LSU now. And I know what Lane and Charlie Weiss Jr. and Dane State, I know what they're going to do with this athlete. And I think it's going to work at a really, really high rate, where I don't know for a fact if Rakowski's going to be able to defy all the things we got going from a physical things we lack.
Yeah, and I was also asking too, because if I remember correctly, now we watched a bunch of tape last week, so I'm going to try and not get anybody mixed up. But if I remember correctly, for a guy like Rakowski, the main takeaway from him was like, just a really good football player.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he played well for his high school. I think he started for the last 3 years for them. Like, he's played admirably for them, but just doesn't measure out like the rest of these guys.
He was a football player in the 7-ons. Like him and Trey Taylor tied for the most touchdowns thrown in 7-on. He threw 7. He was the first one to go, and he lit it the hell up. But yeah, it's hard for me to get over the fact that we are 5'10".
That's fair.
So yeah, I mean, a baller though. No doubt about it. And that's what I told an SEC coach, asked me about it. And I was like, Coach, I'd let him go to Nevada and then pay whatever it took to take him if it works. But I wouldn't bank on it working with me first.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, there we go. Who else? Who else needs to be talked about? Loved Kareem Hewley. Always do. He's so clean. Davin
what was
Davidson,
he like since we didn't get tape on him?
He is a less twitchy version of Peyton Houston.
Okay.
Like, we're both 5'11". He's thicker, though. He's closer to 205 almost. Like, he's thick. But both throw extremely tight footballs. Both are really, really accurate. I would say Kareem, I already know, can operate an offense at a really, really high level, because I've been very intimate with his staff throughout his entire career, because he's been at Gainesville. It's right up the road. I go to a lot of practices. I go to a lot of 7-ons. I'm around them. I hear them talk the game. I know what he's handling. Whereas Peyton, I'm betting on all the traits, and I'm really betting on the fact that I think he's the next Trinidad Chambliss. That's what he reminds me of.
I mean, I can remember
what he feels like.
I think it was 2 years ago.
It was a sophomore tape.
The sophomore, when me and you saw him in person over at Grayson, and I think there was somebody starting ahead of him at the time.
Yeah.
Or there was somebody that was
Oh,
ahead
you're
of him
talking
on the
about
depth
Kareem.
chart.
Yeah.
Yes, Kareem. And I can remember, like, that guy is incredible. And I remember watching him for like 20 minutes, and it was it was not breathtaking, but you couldn't stop watching him.
Yeah, no, he throws a very, very pretty football.
Yes.
And I'm big on that. I think that's the thing that maybe it's a downfall at me, but like if you're constantly throwing non-tight footballs, it worries me.
Sure.
Because eventually they're going to get loose and the accuracy starts to deteriorate, which is why, honestly, like if Keegan Croucher could throw a spiral every time he threw it, that dude would be number one on every board I got. That kid is so physically gifted. I think if we can figure out how to play with some touch, or as my dad would call it, coof, we might be Justin Herbert. Honest to God, I think it's going to be like it could be that. And it's also a totally different – I don't know if Lane Kiffin would take Keegan Croucher at Ole Miss, but Joe Judge would. I think it's a sign that things might be changing a little bit there. You know,
makes sense
on how they recruit, maybe what they even do offensively after Deuce Knight. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Anybody else chat wants me to talk about that I did not? I think we're good there.
I think we touched on just about everyone.
Yeah, I think we're good. Hey, fun fact, I accounted for 6.9% of all impressions by myself.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Did almost a milli in like 36 hours. So
sick.
It was pretty cool to be like massive company, massive brand that ran the event, and this solo guy doing numbers. Shout out to UCLA. Shout out to USC. Enjoyed that while I was out there hanging out with those guys as well, as you can see. Hey, if you send it or give it, I'll wear it. I am for purchase. There's no doubt about that. We are for purchase around here. You guys, I don't know if y'all feel that way. Y'all's blood runs a little red and black for all that.
What?
Depending on the school, I'll wear it.
I mean, if they're going to send you some fresh, Jumpman stuff, you got to put it on.
I'm pretty sure there's a bylaw, like in very tiny writing, when you were handed a degree from the University of Georgia, that there are certain logos you just cannot rock.
Okay.
Certain logos and colors.
But I may not rock the T-shirt, but I'll give you a shout out. I'll show some love back.
Real.
I'll do what is necessary to make sure that they are known and mentioned.
Definitely.
We got some super chubs here. One from the other Dave 148 says 1/3 question: Frost, Raiola, Trey Taylor equals Husker savior. Are you asking which one is the Husker savior, or you have to go 1 for 3? I think I see what he's saying. He's saying Scott Frost was supposed to be the Husker savior.
I think it's saying we're on the
not.
next.
Raiola was supposed to be and was not.
It's like the Cleveland
Will Trey
Browns.
Taylor be?
It's like the Cleveland Browns quarterback jersey that fan made, where it's just like duct tape all the way down.
Here's
the
what
back.
I will say: Trey Taylor, if he hasn't, is probably going to run up a bag on Nebraska.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. You almost want him, he's really good now. At this point, you don't want his rating to move up. You don't want anybody to start talking about him too much. You probably want me to shut up right about now. Because, I would imagine Ohio State's going to start getting in the mix for somebody here very, very soon if they haven't already. And every time Trey Taylor goes from, I don't know, the 37th overall rated player in the country to, I don't know, the 14th overall rated player in the country, probably going to cost you about $750,000 in additives to whatever he's already being allotted right about now. Which, is it illegal for boosters to send private jets to Illinois to bring you to Nebraska? Because, did you see that video? Kids, nowadays, if cool stuff happens, just keep it in-house. Don't say it on podcast. Trey Taylor was in some video I saw about 3 weeks ago and was asked about, hey, Cornhusker fans seem to be pretty crazy, huh? And he was like, yeah, here's the story. I tweeted out one day, hey, want to get to the game tomorrow but don't have a flight. Next thing I know, I get DMs about, hey, you can use my private jet.
Oh.
And then I'm in Lincoln the next morning. Yeah. Probably don't need to say that out loud. Just all you guys. I don't know if it's against the rules, but it probably is not really on the rules.
But Tennessee did it. I mean, Tennessee was well known for doing it.
Atletico wrote that article under unnamed athlete road on P5.
But it was mentioned.
Or, what do you call it? G5.
It was
mentioned.
It was.
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are nowadays, but probably just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't say those
Played
things.
safe.
Yeah, play safe. All right, you want to go to the board and rank quarterback rooms for the future?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. All righty. So here's how we got this broke down. We got it broken down over the next 4 years. I think projecting it out 5 years is really, really tough to do. So we've got all of these teams put up here. I want the chat to help me out on teams that I have left off the list that you think it is blasphemous that we are not talking about these teams. Ultimately, we're going to rank a top 5 for the next 4 years. Okay, so how we didn't even talk about this pre-show, how we want to do this, but how do we want to do this? Do we just want to look at it collectively and say that's better? Or do we want to say this team's got the best 26 situation, this team's got the best 27 situation? How do we want to do this?
I think that maybe the best way to do this would be maybe try and find a team or teams that are about the least amount of projection, if you will.
Yeah.
Like,
Least amount of projection and questions about the next 4 years.
Correct.
All right, let's go through all of these teams and we'll kind of check them if we feel that they're solid over the next 4 years without much projection. Let's start with LSU. This year we assume it's going to be Sam Leavitt, the transfer from Arizona State. All right. Then after that in 27, I assume it's going to be a battle between Landon Clark, the transfer from Elon, who was an all-conference player at Elon last year and has several years of eligibility, or Hassan Longstreet, the transfer, former 5-star from USC, going to be a redshirt freshman this year at LSU. We repeat the same cycle here in 2028, we would assume, between Landon Clark and Hassan Longstreet. The loser of that, I would imagine, maybe in the portal. Who knows? Okay. Landon Clark transferred down there to be a backup this year, so maybe he's just comfortable taking the 900 Gs and sitting on the bench. In 2029, however, by then, a redshirt freshman, Peyton Houston, I would assume, will be the starting quarterback at LSU. Not a ton of projection there, guys, with regards to who they may or may not bring in. Some of these guys you'll see, some of these teams will be like, hey, TBD, you might be in the portal at that point in the year. So I don't know about y'all. I feel like this is a solid projection over the next 4 years with regards to they got it on the roster. It's about whether or not the guys are actually what we think they might be.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all trust LSU, and especially with Lane Kiffin at the helm. There probably will dip into the transfer portal a bit for quarterbacks as they have in the past, but right now on paper, there's a lot to be excited for as an LSU fan.
All right, let's move on to Ohio State. I think for the next 2 years, we're really, really solid no matter what happens, okay? I think Julian Sayin this year is going to be a really, really good quarterback for him out there at Ohio State. Now, the question is, does he come back for another year in college football? He will be draft eligible after this year's season. All right, so in 27, it's does Sayin go? If he doesn't, he's back as the starter. If not, it's Tavion St. Clair, which, by the way, I don't know how you guys feel. I feel solid about both options. I feel like both are going to be Ohio State caliber, if not more, and beyond standards of quarterback play there for both those football players. In 28, same kind of question. Tavion St. Clair, you would imagine, going to be the guy. Now, in 2029, we have to TBD it. Tavion St. Clair you would imagine, have another year of eligibility, but if he starts both of these years and balls out, he's probably going to the NFL draft.
Right.
All right, so in 29, we have them as a potential portal play with, maybe because of the draft, but also right now, Edmonds is committed in 2027. They're also trying to get into the Derek Baker sweepstakes, the Tennessee commit, while also trying to maybe nudge their way into the Trey Taylor sweepstakes. Nonetheless, in 29, we're still up for grabs, it feels like, with their future. I'm going to put kind of a hyphen right here as a net neutral because of where we're at in 29 right now. I think there's going to be some of these situations where we feel like we can kind of pencil in a starter 4 years down the road. Does that feel fair?
That feels fair. I think that Ohio State is one of these programs that have always seemed to figure it out when it comes to the quarterback position, so I do think that they get kind of a benefit of the doubt in this case. But you're right, on paper right now, there's not a ton where you can say definitively you know what's going to happen.
And here's what I will give them an advantage on against LSU. I think this 3-year span, this 26, 27, and 28, is more promising at the high end than what these guys got going on. I mean, we don't know what Hassan Longstreet's going to be in college.
Right.
But I would take the battle between Tavion St. Clair or if Sayin comes back over whatever's happening in 27 and 28 at LSU. So I think they're really, really solid for 3 years, and then we ask questions. All right, now let's move on to Oregon, and we're going to get into questions way earlier into 28 and 29 than we did with Ohio State. I think in 26, obviously with Dante Moore, it's really, really solid.
Yep.
We pencil in Raiola there in 27, though. I don't know. They had another kid throw during their pro day. I think he wears number 3 for them at Oregon. They like him a lot as well.
Yeah, I'm not looking too much into the pro days. I will say, however, I think that it's fair to say that Dylan Raiola coming to Oregon to sit on the bench was kind of underwhelming, and we have heard rumblings that he's not the guarantee right now. Mm-hmm. So I would say you probably are banking on him starting in 27.
Jonathan, will you get me the name on the other quarterback that's in the mix here for Oregon? Because I think he'll be in the mix for a couple of years. I do believe he wears 3. You got a name?
There's Brock Thomas and Achilles Smith Jr.
It's Brock Thomas. Achilles Smith Jr. is Achilles Smith's son, the former Oregon legend. I don't think Achilles Smith Jr., Oregon fans, don't land base me. I don't know if he's going to work out at that level. Okay. Now, even if it's Rayola in 27, even if it's Brock Thomas, whoever it is, in 28, it's TBD, maybe back in the portal, or maybe the Menzel kid by that point is ready to play.
Most likely back in the portal.
Probably back in the portal, ready to play Menzel by 29. He'll be a redshirt freshman at that point in time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
No, he'd be a redshirt sophomore. He'd be a redshirt freshman by this point. He's a freshman in 27. He'll be a redshirt freshman in 28, and then a redshirt sophomore in 29.
For sure.
So if Menzel can't play by 28, we might have missed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's kind of the risk you run with these recruits. However, Oregon and Dan Lanning, the MO of their quarterback room has always been, let's get our starter out of the portal. I'm not saying Menzel doesn't have a shot at starting. I'm not saying that they're not going to change their philosophy, but you've gone from Bo Nix to Dante Moore to Dylan Raiola now, presumably. It seems like they will probably find an answer in the portal.
Now, these guys with the LSU Tigers get a ton of benefit of the doubt. Lane Kiffin does with the quarterback position, as does Charlie Weiss Jr. and Dane Stevens. To me, my personal opinion, and this is Bama Brooks talking, these guys get the benefit of the doubt to me. Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb get the benefit of the doubt at quarterback to me. I think no matter who they play over the next 4 years, the guy's going to be able to play the position at a high level. I think that about both Russell and Mack this year. I'll feel the same way next year with whoever is still there starting for them. By 28, I would imagine it's Tamala and the 2027 commits Seaborn and Elijah Haven are probably competing, and I feel good about both of those football players. I am a check for Bama. I don't know how y'all feel. I give them 100%, and I may be flawed in this thought process, but I give Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer 100% benefit of the doubt at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to kind of give a concrete answer on everything right now just because, one, we don't even know who the starter will be this year. So that kind of throws some things up in the air a little bit. And, we just haven't seen a whole lot of anybody on that list. You feel good about it because they're talented players. Like Tamala, Mack, Russell, they're all talented players, and you believe in what Kalen DeBoer has done at the position. It just feels like it's a lot of unknown at the moment.
Yeah.
To me, the questions – sorry,
go ahead,
Kirby. To me, the questions at Alabama remain offensive line. Can we run the football? Can we be balanced?
Certainly. And I mean, in fairness, the sample size at Alabama is pretty small right now. I don't think any of us really count Jalen Milroe as a Kalen DeBoer quarterback. No. Ty Simpson, when he was healthy, when he was there, was great, but that was half a season. So really, you have half a season of a sample size to judge off Kalen DeBoer. I'm not against saying that you can trust these guys. I don't know if I'd put it at a check right now, though.
All right, we'll put a check hyphen next to it and come back to it. Maybe that'll help us out in a little bit. Now, everyone gives Sark the benefit of the doubt as well at the quarterback position. I'm teetering on that. I think I'm going to get back to pro Sark guy this year because we're going to be alleviated so much on the defensive side of the football with the Muschamp hire. Yeah. I expect to see real Steve Sarkisian play calling this year and for that offense to be whole again. I do not think they're going to be a team that can't run the ball against good defenses, that gets limited and predictable in their deep play action passing attack. I don't think that to be the case this year. I think he's going to get back in his bag this year. Now, that being said, Kirby and I got into a massive argument about Arch Manning before the show, but I love Arch. I think Arch is going to be really, really good this year. I feel good about 26. I also feel good about 27, whether it be – I think it's going to be Dia Bell. Now, every time I just kind of bypass KJ Lacey, Longhorn fans get in my you-know-what and tell me I'm an idiot. I just think Dia Bell is that much better, okay? I think he's going to be the guy in 27 and 28 and, hell, maybe even 29. But by 29, we're probably TBD or we're playing Ty Knutson, the kid that's committing in 27, who, by the way, I didn't talk about in my Elite 11 breakdown, but way better of a football player than I expected to see. I kind of expected to see chicken and rice. I think he's got a little bit more sauce than that and a little bit more ceiling than that as a football player. Check or a hyphen, indifferent. What do you think about Texas's quarterback room over the next 4 years? By the way, they're going to go at least 2 years of 5 stars, maybe 3.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out. Of the star power is not lacking whatsoever. You got several great options to choose from, or you have a great option to choose from this year, and then you have 2 really good ones the next year. There's nothing that seems like it will go in the wrong direction for them. It's just a matter of, like, do these guys actually pan out?
Yeah, I mean, hell, Sark has had a 5-star quarterback since he got to Texas. Quinn Ewers was a 5-star as well, and I think that's what you kind of hang up on as well, is like they have all these talent, but it's also projection right now. Obviously, we think Arch is going to be a really good quarterback in 2026. I don't know if Bell and Lacey are going to be as great as that. We'll see. I think it's a fair projection to make, though. I don't have a problem putting him in a check right now.
I think Dia personally is going to be really, really, really good. But that's how I feel. All right, now, this is probably the easiest projection over the next 4 years at Ole Miss. Obviously, it's going to be Trinidad this year.
Yep.
And then after that, I mean, Deuce Knight played enough to burn a year last year, but we have 3 years left of eligibility in college football.
Did he even
minimum.
play enough to burn
Actually,
a year
no,
last year?
He played one game.
Mercer.
I think he played
That's
one game
it.
last year.
So we have a red
In
shirt
fact,
last year if we want.
They only started him for one game to keep his red shirt.
That's right. So we could honestly go 4 straight after Trinidad this year if we really, or 3 straight if we really wanted to. So 27 for sure Deuce Knight, 28 for sure Deuce Knight. And then by 29, if Deuce Knight's played well enough to go to the league, we'll just slide Keegan Croucher right in, and we feel good about that.
For
That'll
sure.
be Joe Judge's first kind of run. I'm putting a check by Ole Miss. In fact, I think I'm going to end up ranking him fairly highly.
That's fair.
I
Yeah, I mean-
like Trinidad. Everybody knows that. I think he's the number 1 quarterback returning in college football this year on my previous rankings, and it'll stay that way going into the season. And then the Deuce Knight stuff was really, really electric last year. I know it was Mercer, but, man, you can see the traits and the talent on the kid, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, the only question marks that are with this quarterback room are whether or not the guys on the list are actually going to pan out, which is the case for everyone in this list. We at least can very definitively know, hey, this is what the next 4 years should look like at the quarterback position.
It's really a guess and check method here with Georgia on this next one, and this is 100. They're on the list 100% because I believe Jaden Wade's going to be that. And if Jaden Wade ends up at the University of Georgia, I would imagine he's going to be the starter by 2028 that fall. Okay, so here's how we've got this going. Feel good about the 2026 situation with Stockton returning. And then it's the Ryans battle, right? Puglisi versus Montgomery in 27. If neither of them, they feel like by December, is national championship caliber or can handle it, hey, maybe they're in the portal this year. They might have to. But then by 2028, the moment Jaden Wade enrolls and is on campus, anywhere, I think it's about any university, Jaden Wade's probably going to be projected as a starter. I told the guys before the show, and I think I talked about this while I was out in L.A., the ratings world, the rankings world is about to start talking about Jaden Wade as the highest rated since. Like we're going to get that type of talk with this football player. I don't think he is as talented of a thrower as Caleb Williams, but from a safe projection to this is going to be a future NFL football player, Jaden Wade's as close as we've gotten in probably 7 years, maybe 8. This is one of those ones, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if everything goes well for Georgia, they are in a fantastic position. The problem is, I think out of anyone on this list, theirs is based more on projection than anything. I mean,
and the ability to maintain the commitment.
That's what I'm saying. It's
golly.
like you have to project him ultimately ending up at University of Georgia. Everything seems fine right now. Everything seems very, very well between those two parties. However, we've heard that story before as Georgia fans.
It was so funny because he wasn't at the Elite 11. He's a 2028 guy.
Right.
But he's a Jordan Palmer kid, and he's from California. He plays at IMG, but during the summers he's out back home in Cali, and he trains with Jordan. So all the counselors are out there training before the event starts every day. And it's, Jaren Sagapatule is Byron Brown, is Demon Williams, and then there's this 6'4.5", 210-pound 17-year-old standing out there, and everybody walking up to me is like, hey, who's the guy out there wearing Adidas stuff? Wearing Adidas stuff day one at a big Nike national event. Big time motion there. Just the idea that they let him continue to work out in Adidas stuff, it's like I can do whatever I want. Mm-hmm. I'm him. And then day two, decked out in Georgia stuff. And everybody's like, who's that? He's a 17-year-old standing out there with 22-year-olds.
Power 4 starters.
Power 4 starters. Guys who are, like Demon's probably 20th in the Heisman odds right now?
Probably.
And going to make $3 million this year in Washington? Mm-hmm. Like some of these guys are, top-end college football starters. If that's what it ends up being at Georgia, they're going to be really, really good at the quarterback position. But, again, it's all projection. Speaking of all projection, let's go on to Miami. Now, I'm going to put this as I don't know just yet, but I know it's going to be really good in 26. Now, in 27? Are they back in the portal like they've been the last, 3 years? Or are they, going to let Luke Nickel maybe be the guy? Or is it the Coleman kid that they signed in 2026, right? In 2028, very similar discussion. Is it going to be Coleman or is he Abrams? Both really, really talented. I think by end, especially by 28, Abrams is the guy and Abrams is a dude at Miami.
It's so hard to project these types of rooms with like Miami and Oregon where it seems like you get your starting quarterback out of the portal every year, and that's not any disrespect to the guys that are projected on this list right now, but Dan Lanning could very well find his 2027 starter in the portal next year. Miami could do the same. They've done that the last 2 or 3 years, so it's really hard to feel confident in the current projections. Not that the names on that list aren't solid, but I just can't say like I know for a fact what Miami's quarterback room is going to look like.
And I think that's a great way to transition right into Florida. As much as I love Aaron Philo, it's all projection. It's all me thinking he's going to be really good.
Now,
I don't know that to be the case.
There is a name we forgot to mention with Florida. Will Griffin is on the roster.
Yeah.
He should be mentioned somewhere on this list.
Maybe like by this point, Will Griffin and definitely by this point, Will Griffin and Davin Davidson are competing. I'm going to let you know, the Davin Davidson kid is far more talented, in my opinion, than Will Griffin. Will Griffin is like and Florida fans are going to eat this alive, he's like a 6'3.5" version of Kyle Trask. Just
I love that.
You know what I mean? Just really, but the other kids have juice. They got like elite stuff if it gets to that point. All right, let's get into rankings. Now, I think there are 4 teams based off this that are arguing for 1 through 4, right? It's LSU, Bama, Texas, and Ole Miss. Who do we feel like deserves that number 1 spot right now? Bama is a me thing, so we can't put them there. I think people will absolutely lambaste us if we put Bama at 1. Because they're not going to watch. They're going to see the graphic.
For the sake of clarity, lack of projection, and just kind of knowing what the future looks like at that program, I kind of want to put Ole Miss
I was
at
thinking
1.
the same thing, which feels weird because I don't think they're going to be the best quarterback room over the next 3 years. But right now, like, you have to feel most confident in that situation.
I would probably go Texas, LSU, Bama, and then Ohio State to close.
I'm fine with that. I would say Texas would be next for me as well.
I wouldn't push back on that.
Texas, LSU, Bama, and then Ohio State at number 5. If Ohio State flips Trey Taylor or if Ohio State flips Derek Baker, I think Ohio State goes up this list.
Sure, for sure.
Maybe to number 4. Hell, maybe even to number 3. If they flip Trey Taylor, they go to 3 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes an exercise like this at this point in the year, this far out, so difficult. Like, so much can happen in the 2027, the 2028, hell, the 2029 recruiting classes that we have to figure that out. But I think right now, looking at it on paper, you have to feel most confident about where Ole Miss is.
Yeah, stay over there.
Yeah, I'm going to stay over here. We got some more work to do. Let's spin this sucker around. All right. Time for you coaches to pucker up a little bit. We got hot seat talk. All right, we got hot seat talk. Now, we did a pressure list the other day. Pressure to actually win. These are, you better win some games or we finna buy out that contract.
Or for some of you, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah, which we already put over here. Not fired, already fried. I think Mike Norvell is already fried. I think they know they're firing him. I think, hey, unless we go 9-3 or something like that out of nowhere, we're probably going to get rid of you, and we're probably going to eat whatever's left of the buyout.
What's the bare minimum they have to go for it to be like, all right, we'll keep them around?
It's got to get embarrassing on the athletic department to fire him, so it's got to be like 8-4. I think if he goes 8-4 and they fire him, everybody's like, wait, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
I think that would be worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. Worst case scenario would be for Mike Norvell to actually win this year and them to go, wait a minute. We just punted on a season thinking we had a dead weight football coach, and now we might have to keep him. Yeah. And we literally just wasted a calendar year.
What about 7-5 with a win in Tuscaloosa?
This is why it's so interesting that they've made the decision to do this. Why not? If you've committed, let's say they committed $18 million to their football roster this year, and they're on the hook for, I don't know, it's north of $60 million on the buyout, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Why not be on this? So that's 18 and 60, that's 78. Why not be on the hook for $96 million and see if it actually works? Mm-hmm. And then if it doesn't, just eat the buyout.
Going back to your point, though, Kirby, like if they went 8-5 or whatever you said and a win against Alabama, the win against Alabama would be so early in the season, and then you add on 4 more losses.
It would feel just like last year.
You got to hold on to the momentum.
It would just be a letdown again.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I just don't even. He's not even on the seat's not even hot. It's already on fire.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's the hottest
scorched.
seat.
And it's so I've gotten to the point where I almost feel bad for Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
And everybody says, well, he's going to get his buyout. Who gives a damn? He's going to be a rich man. Yes, he is. But he's going to be a rich man the last 2 years. They didn't even give him enough to even try.
Plus, I mean, imagine having to show up to work every day where you're fighting for your life. You're trying to. You know what the conclusion to all of this is, and you have to go in front of 100 athletes every single day and tell them, like, we need your best. We got to motivate you. But you know what the end result of this is. That's a hard thing to do.
It's totally different than like Jimbo. They gave him every ability to win possible and then gave him $70 million when it didn't work.
Yeah.
This is totally different. I've almost, like I said, entered the area of I almost feel bad for the guy.
I mean, he's no support at all. From fans, nothing.
That
All right,
said,
so
he is number one.
who's going to be number one on this list, and
Oh,
why is it not Shane Beamer?
So are we saying that Mike Norvell doesn't even qualify for
No,
number one?
I think
because
we
it's-
we on the graphic we put him over in the corner as already fried.
Okay, so he is
and
not.
maybe even put him like photographed as like a chicken tender in his lower body. Like,
So
I
he-
think he's cooked.
So he is not even eligible for the
No.
top 10.
No.
Okay. So then obviously Mike Norvell would be the number one answer. Probably looking at that list, I got to go Shane Beamer at number one.
I have this mental battle, though, every single time we talk about South Carolina and Shane Beamer, because to me, he has a very hot seat going into this year, but there's so many scenarios where I still see South Carolina being like, we'll give it another try. Like, we like Shane. He likes us. He's happy to be here. We'll just keep it going.
If Kendall Briles is worth anything, they might have to keep it going. But you lose Lenoris, you lose Dylan Stewart, you probably lose Nick Harbor,
Yeah,
you lose Jacarius
that's
Peach,
fair.
you're going to lose Josiah Thompson. If he can't win this year, he
Here's-
will not win.
It's
fair. why
He
I'm
will
gonna-
not win at South Carolina.
Here's why I'm going to put South Carolina and Shane Beamer at number one. Because of the lack of momentum that you will have in the month of late November, early December, where you're going to close out the season at Florida versus Tennessee, at Oklahoma, Texas A&M, at Arkansas, Georgia, at Clemson. If you go 1-5 in that stretch, 2-4, that's an accomplishment. You're going to close out the season in very poor fashion. On top of that, like we just said, you're going to lose all the great players that you had. There's going to be no momentum heading into 2027 for that program. I think Shane Beamer will be
With
fired.
arguably your most talented rosters in 2 straight years, you're going to go 4-8 and maybe 6-6.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
No.
We can't do that. Even at South Carolina.
Our FSU representative, Bounds Flip-Flop, claims that Norvell is not going anywhere.
Oh, they're just going to lay dormant
He
for several years?
They said, you guys do not know our AD.
Oh. What do y'all – what's his name in the chat?
Bowden's flip phone.
Bowden's flip phone. Kudos to y'all. All of you Florida State fans that are still actually like around and still actually paying attention and still glued in. Good on you, because I know I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I would not. In this day and age, if y'all aren't trying, I'm not going to try.
They mentioned they're a booster, too, so I would imagine they have a pretty good pulse on what's
Okay.
going on.
All right. So I think he's already fried.
We'll put him in the separate category still for that reason alone, too.
I think he's – but that's me. So he knows more. Maybe they're just going to punt on football for eternity.
Oh, that'd be sad. Don't do that.
Don't do that. If we need Florida State to be good. Who's next on this list, guys? I'm gonna tell you guys I don't think should be on this list. Okay, I know everybody wants to fire Jeff Lebby. I'm not there yet.
That's fair.
It's got to be bad this year, like really bad. But we showed, exponential growth from year 1 to year 2. Year 1, we lost by an average of 17 points per game in conference play. We took, I think, 3 teams to overtime last year and beat Arizona State. Like, that's a massive leap. We came from not being able to get within 3 scores of any conference opponent to taking Texas to overtime, to taking Tennessee to overtime, to beating last year's Big 12 champion. Take Jeff Lebby off these lists,
Got a
guys.
5-star, too.
And, yeah, we got Kamario Taylor this year. The safety didn't end up a 5-star.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no. He got industry bumped. 'Cause
Whatever.
He ended
Yeah.
up going to Mississippi State.
No, I'm
Put
definitely
some respect on Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in agreement that Jeff Lebby is probably should not be in the top 10 on this list simply because of the fact that, like we said, they showed a lot of promise in 2025. And honestly, it's really hard to win at Mississippi State. And that
Yeah.
program has blown up and been through the ringer since what happened to Mike Leach. I think ride it out with Jeff Lebby for a
I think
while.
there's only one coach on this candidates list that's fired at 8-4.
Oh yeah.
I think there's Sark is
going,
definitely
Sark's
one.
definitely fired.
Sark
at 8-4.
is
He's
certainly
down here,
fi-
by the way, guys. But I don't think they're going 8-4. All right, on this list from Deion Sanders up, there's one football coach. If he goes 8-4, he is cooked.
That'd be Lincoln Riley.
It'd be Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I mean, he's certainly in a very pressurized situation. But I think there's a difference in being in a pressurized situation and being in a situation like Luke Fickell,
You're right.
where it just really hasn't worked.
Well,
Also,
it's-
with Luke Fickell, our AD said, we're actually going to let him try this year. We're actually going to give him some resources.
Well,
We're going to go buy a quarterback from ODU. you
I
know?
think there can be different styles of hot seats. Like Luke Fickell's hot seat is because, hey, your program has been absolute and utter trash since you got here. Lincoln Riley's hot seat is, hey, you were expected to make us a national title contender, and you've yet to reach a college football playoff. By the way, the field has tripled since you've been here. Why have you not done this? So I think that they're both can be hot seats, obviously for different reasons.
All right, I'm selected. So I bullet pointed 5 names here that I think go in our next group of coaches on this list.
Really?
Luke Fickell, Dave Aranda, Mike Locksley, Bill O'Brien, and Bill Belichick.
I was almost in the territory of saying we should take Bill Belichick off the list.
No, here's why Bill Belichick's already under a hot seat, okay? Because he put the timeline on himself inside that contract.
I know.
Within 3 years, if it does not work, he's either leaving, and if it does work, he's giving it to his son. So we have condensed our window so much. And Jonathan, it was atrocious last year.
Oh, last year, I mean,
it was way bad.
everything from on the field to off the field, it was not working very well. So it's fair points you've made.
And I think all of those guys went somewhere around 4-8 that I noted.
Yeah. By the way, it's an I in the Belichick. No. At the end.
Belichick.
Yes.
Belichick. Okay. All right, we actually have to start making some decisions here, boys. I'm down to go Luke Fickell.
I'd say Luke Fickell
Luke
next,
Fickell- Luke
and maybe
Fickell at
even
2.
Dave Aranda next.
I'm down.
Yeah, the
Like, those are
Dave Aranda feels like he's just been hanging on by a thread after the 21 season. Like
Yes.
they went and had
Dave
a
Aranda's the why won't you die football coach.
Yeah, I feel like Dave Aranda has been on the hot seat since I was an undergrad, where it's just like, hey, it's not really working out. We hope things can turn around. They just haven't, and he somehow still has a job. I'm putting Dave Aranda next.
We're 3 years into losing at Boston College with Bill
I was
O'Brien.
going to say Bill O'Brien's
yeah,
probably
Bill
next.
O'Brien's probably next.
And then
on this
probably
list.
Mike Locksley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then honestly, we might be in.
Now I
probably
think you throw
misspelled
Lincoln.
that. Yeah, we might go Lincoln or Deion Sanders.
I don't think
or
Deion's on
Matt
the-
Rule.
I think it's between Lincoln and Matt Rule right now. I think the way that last year went and the fact that you have now lost what was supposed to turn that program around in Dylan Raiola, I think Matt Rule definitely deserves to be on this list. I put him behind Lincoln Riley, yeah.
All right, we got Lincoln at 6, Matt Rule at 7. All right, then probably Belichick here.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. All right, who we got at 9 and 10? Deion's got to go on this list.
Yeah, Dion's probably next in my opinion. I don't have anybody else that I feel like I'd put
And
above him.
honestly, I cannot wrap my head around the idea that Clemson would ever fire Dabo Swinney.
I can't either.
It's
I
hard.
just can't for the life of me put my head around it.
And they got momentum on the trail. Like, it's obviously
Yeah.
they're trying.
Yeah.
They're
There's-
still trying this
There's
thing.
tons
All
of
right,
momentum
let's
around
take-
that Clemson program
Let's take
right now.
Dabo up off this list. So Deion's definitely going somewhere either 9 or 10. Who's still left? We've already taken Matt Rule, Shane Beamer, Mike Norvell's already fired, but Florida State thinks they're holding on. Aranda, Locksley, O'Brien.
I know you
Belichick.
don't want to do it, but, I mean, we might be in the territory of we have to put Jeff Lebby on here. Not saying that he should be on here, but
I'm gonna say this. I would put
Say it then.
I would put a Sark or DeBoer above a Jeff Lebby right now, simply because the expectations are so high that the margins are thin. Like if Jeff Lebby pops a 5 and 7, I don't think that's the end of his career. If Sark pops an 8 and 4 this year, he will be fired.
Probably.
The margins are
If he
that
goes,
much thinner.
if Sark goes 8 and 4 with no injuries, you have to ask as a Texas fan, if that produces 8 and 4, how can I ever project him to win a national title? And
Right.
we are the Texas Longhorns, and that's the standard now.
Exactly.
Because we can go out and do whatever we want. We have all the resources in the world. It's not like we're hindered anymore. If we're hindered by anything at this point, it's damn sure not talent. It's probably coaching. And you are right. And you know how I feel about the Texas roster this year. I think there needs to be both pressure and national title expectations.
Oh, I mean, they should be a deep run for the college football playoff this year.
You've been trying to get me into this who's this year's Penn State, who's this year's Clemson discussion topic on the show for like a week now, and it keeps getting pushed. But they are an obvious candidate, and not that. Then the bottom's not going to fall out like that.
No, they're not. They're not going to.
The bottom falling out at Texas this year is 8-4.
Yeah,
it would feel like the world ended out there in Austin, Texas, if you go 8-4.
Right, and I mean even 9-3 would be a massive disappointment with that roster that you assembled. So. I don't think that that's going to be what happens. I don't think that they're going to be
if it's
bad.
9-3 with a loss to A&M,
right? And that's why I have Sark there, because the margins are so thin. Like, we've seen how SEC football is. A couple of bounces and you've lost 2 games. Like, that's how it goes.
Margins are very small.
So,
and, like, we're probably going to get called some hot take artists for even putting Sark on this list. But I will remind you that Sark let everybody know he thought firing football coaches for one bad year was crazy about 2 weeks ago.
and by the way, that schedule's not exactly a cakewalk. So there's potential to lose 2 games. There's 2 very losable games on there for Texas, and you get a couple of bad bounces, and all of a sudden you're 9-3.
Look at my timing. We're going to get a full local hour tonight.
Sure are.
I got some super chubs here from Wonderland. Shout out to the local hours from Jeremiah Callaway. Says, shout out to Tech for blowing a lead and losing on a walk-off home run. Also, shout out to Brooks and the boys for competing against rivals Elite 11 and 24/7 for engagements for the Elite 11 comp. Mom's basement doing work. Yeah, I couldn't imagine if I were somebody else looking at that chart, I'd be like, damn, there's somebody I might be able to grab that can grab me a full 1 million impressions. Might be able to close a gap, maybe, or extend a lead. Who knows? Up to something season. Marcy Reen says, I
reject this super chub. I reject it.
I have nothing to sell but support to this channel. Also, Comrade Kirby is an Auburn fan.
I am not.
What say you, Comrade?
I'm not an Auburn fan.
Is it unheard of for a recruit to move their college town for their season? Trey Taylor moving from Chicago to Lincoln and taking over for Jet Tamala at Millard South is wild. Would have to think he's 100% a Husker. Yeah, I'm about to tell you something you ain't going to like.
Your own
previous quarterback did this. Dylan Raiola moved to Buford High School to play close to Athens, 30 minutes down the road, and then flipped to you guys the day of signing day. So, no, history does not mean this is 100% locked up.
Makes you feel better, maybe.
In fact, recent history would make you feel uncomfortable about the fact that he just did that. I think my bigger concerns about all of these guys in the 2027 class is level of competition. All of them are playing some poo-poo, all of them. So they're all going to have massive, massive leaps when they get to college. So there's that, except for a couple. I shouldn't say all of them. Some of them are playing dudes every weekend. Local hour, let's hit it.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
By the way, does my tweet about the guy rolling a blunt on the plane count as an Elite 11 Impressions tweet?
These are the important questions.
I was in transit to the event, and that thing did numbers, because how would it not? Yeah, a dude straight up rolled a blunt 6,000 feet in the air on a Frontier flight. That was wild.
Wrong Mile High Club, dude.
Correct. Correct.
An absolute scene. Had I not been there, I wouldn't have thought it happened.
Yeah. That's almost one of those things of there's no way. There's no way that happened.
Yeah, that's insane.
But
Just woke right up to the smell of fresh herb right in front of my nostrils. I was like, this can't be real. Yeah, it 100% was. It 100% was.
Yeah, I can say I've never had an experience like that on the plane myself. So certainly a 1 of 1 for you. Congratulations.
Welcome into the local hour. We got a lot to talk about. Ton of commits to go through. How many is it? Is it like 5? How many commits happened while I was in LA this
I think
week?
it's 5
We had
total.
Torian Rollins, DJ Dotson, Gideon, I'm going to call him right now. I have a pronunciation in chat that we can use for that one to help us out there. Then we have Trey Shields from the 2026 class, and then Joaquim Gouda.
Joaquim Gouda, a big friend of the show, big fan of the show. Shout out to Gouda. We're gonna watch all of those commits today. Georgia baseball advanced. We got some blind rankings. Fox is out here talking the dogs. We're gonna talk about that. But I want to start tonight's local hour with who I would flip. I didn't even prepare the boys for this. This is who I would flip.
Oh.
Obviously, Georgia did not have a commit out there at the Elite 11 finals, but they going to take somebody in 27, I would imagine. The question is who? Who are they going to take? Are they going to take some random dude up off the street that has a great senior year? Or are they going to try to get in the mix and try to flip somebody? What are they going to do? Here's what I would do. I would go flip Trent Seaborn. That's what I would do. There was not a more that guy should play at Georgia type of football player at that event than that kid. When you think of quarterbacks that can play for Kirby Smart, what do you think of?
Play fundamentals,
understands
the game at
understands
a high level,
the game at a high level,
plays clean,
plays really clean, doesn't turn it over, can
Plus athlete.
Yeah, but not a requirement. The requirements are don't turn it over, be a good team leader, control the operation, get us in the right play all the time, all those things. It would help if you're a plus athlete. That's a bonus on these types of things. But in reality, it is what I would boil it down to. Can you play the position? Can you play quarterback? Can you read defenses? Can you process information? Can you play on time? Can you play for within the pocket? Are you accurate with the football? That kid is all those things. Now, he is not flashy. He is not 6'5". He's not 220. He's about 6'2". He's about 200 pounds. And he is a 6'2" and a half or 6'2" version of Ryan Montgomery. That's what he is. And it's going to work out, I think, with Ryan Montgomery at Georgia.
Yeah.
Sounds like it is. That's where I would go. And the problem is I don't know if he's flippable.
Yeah.
That's a Thompson kid. Probably has wanted to play at Alabama his entire life. So it's maybe a moot point.
Yeah.
But that's what I would do. I would pour all my weight into that one. Because everything else is kind of just like a projection. Literally, everybody else is like that you're in the mix for. Like Derek Baker's a projection. It's like, is this going to be what it is now when we get to college? I think it would be best version of what it is at Tennessee as opposed to what you do at Georgia. Whereas this kid, like, I think Kareem Hulu would almost be more expensive to flip from Clemson. And that would be another guy that I would go after. But I would just circle Trent Seaborn. But you're not going to do it. That sucks.
It's fun to think about, though.
Yeah. Hot take, he will play before Elijah Hagan.
Ooh.
Yeah. What do we got? Where do y'all want to go from here? Y'all want to watch some film?
Let's watch some film. We have a lot of it.
We got lots of film. Actually, I want to talk about Georgia baseball real quick.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
yeah.
yes.
Baseball's a big topic
Very
right
interesting
now.
weekend for the Dogs on the Dime.
Can I give a controversial take?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We did a little too much.
Yeah, I
know?
don't.
Well, this
I know his family's there. I know his family. Talk about Trey Phelps getting ran for pimping a home run a little bit too much. They thought he was talking to the bench. I'll give you that he was talking to the fans, and his parents were right behind there.
Probably.
Also, moving forward, especially for the Super Regional, probably should sit Georgia family on your side. Maybe?
Yeah, now put blame on the family there.
No. Not putting blame on the family, not putting blame on anybody. I'm talking about future reference.
Yeah.
We can avoid this type of mistake by making sure our family's on our side. I know it's a regional. Tickets are really, really hard to get. It's in demand. Maybe that was the only thing available. It's a stupid point, is what I just made. It's a stupid point. But something that we might be able to avoid moving forward. But here's what I will say. I think what got him ran was turning around to the first baseman.
Probably
Yeah.
so.
I think that, and maybe taking 9 hours to get around the bases. That probably got us ran too. But yeah, I also, like, let the boys play.
Yeah.
Let them have fun. It's the biggest regional of their life.
Yeah.
Let them have fun. He just hit a nuke. First one of the weekend, I think, for him, right? It was a bunch of really quality ABs prior to that, and he hits a freaking moonshot.
A big one.
And a huge play. So, yeah, a little bit too much.
That was going to be my take on it of probably didn't do ourselves any favors. But I would also say, like, I don't know that we did a great job of the umpire crew, that is, of kind of reading the room at the time, because let's be honest, anybody who was watching that game had to sit through 5 innings or 6 innings of Liberty's pitcher running his mouth the entire game about the incredible performance he was putting on, and credit to him. I mean, he was dealing against arguably the best offensive lineup in college baseball. So, yeah, have at it, dude. Show some emotion. And then Liberty kind of gets their feelings hurt because the Georgia players showing emotion in the biggest moment of the game, 2-run shot to take the lead. So first baseman getting your feelings hurt because a player's showing emotion because they just took the lead and they're kind of firing back at you now. I don't think we did a great job as an umpire crew of kind of reading the entire room of what is happening in this moment. But again, I don't think Trey did any of himself any favors. Probably could have just said, hey, let's not do that. Let's move on.
Is college baseball the most chippy male sport in college athletics? Because I think it is.
Yeah.
I think they talk more trash and make it more about the noise of the game, because there's a lot more downtime. And in football, we don't really hear this because it's tackle on the sideline, get up, we got to take another snap.
Yeah.
Everybody's running back.
Yeah,
to
that's
line
an
scrimmage.
interesting take that I've never thought about.
I think this is like basketball doesn't feel this way. It's teched up real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
And we separate them. Flagrant fouls are issued. Baseball, to me, feels like there is no reining this in.
Well,
the way to rein it in as an umpire is to toss somebody.
Right. Mm-hmm. And for baseball, there's kind of like this invisible force field around you feel like, because there is no physical altercations with it. It can get to that point, but it rarely ever does. But what I would also say about
remember
this,
the last brawl in college baseball.
yeah, boy, they're fun though when they happen. It's fun to watch.
I
couldn't even bring you one.
Happens in the MLB a few times a year.
Yeah,
at least.
every year in MLB baseball, they'll clear the benches, but not in college.
I think there was one this year. But what I was going to say is I also think, like, as an umpire, someone that is supposed to understand the rules and everything, I think it's a disservice to eject Trey Phelps there, knowing that he has to sit out the next game.
Yeah.
That for the next super regional game, Trey Phelps cannot play. Again, I think it would have been way better of let him have the moment. Hey, as soon as we step foot on home plate, reel it all in, tell him, hey, no, go talk to Wes Johnson, and if you want to throw him out, go throw him out like you did.
Here's what I will say. If there's an athlete in any sport ever to do something worth ejecting, there is no conference about it.
Yeah.
The guy who's obviously noticed that whatever he just did was worth running and runs him. We don't get together, all 5 of us, and go, so what do we think? Is it worth running? Maybe that's new in baseball. Maybe I'm ignorant. I probably am on this. But every running I've seen is like, hey, Bubba, you're out of here. Not he runs around the bases, gets all the way into the dugout, Liberty's coach comes out and complains or says something, and then all 5 umpires get together, and then we run him.
Yeah.
That's something I haven't seen.
It was definitely a unique situation.
But on some better news for Georgia, I mean, things are setting up. Other than the fact that you have to play Mississippi State for the 12th and 17th time this year in a super regional, that part's not great. But it's a team that you're undefeated against this year. Mm-hmm. The field's kind of clearing out for you. Florida got upset today. They're no longer in the tournament. Georgia Tech is out of the mix. UCLA is out of the mix. Georgia is the highest-ranked remaining seed in the tournament. Things are looking pretty good for the Diamond Dogs, who's going to make a run at a title.
All right, let's watch some film. Up first, we got Torian Rollins, the 3-star wide receiver commit. This is Mount Vernon, one of the mounts.
Terrence Edwards.
Terrence Edwards coaches high school football. A lot of 3-stars lately at the University of Georgia. Here's a hot take. I bet 90% of them are 4-stars by the end of the cycle.
They were all doing it today or yesterday when Rollins committed. They're like, this isn't a 3-star, guys. Like, this was big boys were after him. Ohio State was after him.
That's what I was about to get at. Like, if it wasn't going to be you, it was going to be Ohio State or someone like that. Like, it got so hot this spring where I was kind of fibbing or ribbing Terrence, like, hey, you're gonna make sure this one goes to Georgia, right? Like, you can't let this guy go play anywhere else. So this is junior tape, and he's gotten better and more physically developed since this. Okay. And the other thing about Torian is he's worked with Terrence, I think, since he was 12. So we're gonna see a really, really polished football player as well. No false steps out of the stance. 3-star, huh?
Yeah, 3-star.
Yeah, 3-star, huh?
Are we cribbing this? We are.
Yeah, you know we're cribbing this. Timmy ain't got a chance.
This is the most technically sound wide receiver tape I think I've ever seen.
Through 3 plays?
Not ever, but
in recent memory for us. I mean, good Lord, we caught that?
Did we Tyro and Pro throw that?
Yeah, we caught that off his back hip.
My word.
That's a slant and go.
Yeah, guys, this is a 10-7-1 in the 100.
Good
This is
Lord.
a burner.
So wait a minute. We're 6 foot, 195 pounds. We're 10.71 in the 100. We have this tape, and we're a 3-star?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, 3-star, you can't get the 5 stars anymore.
And we're going to high point this, I would imagine, too. Yep. He looks thick.
Yeah, he does not look like a like it almost
Not
makes
a
him.
rail thin 190.
It almost
No.
makes him look short.
Yeah. We're stopping here, aren't we? No, it's a
No.
go ball. I thought we were going to break that off for a comeback. That's against Whitfield Academy. Mount Perrin right
Some
here.
special teams.
I mean, we're playing single A privates, so it's a lot like watching Brock Vandegrift tape from years ago where he's at Prince Avenue, you know?
right.
So there's a level of comp that we have to, like, we're not running past that guy in 7A football. But,
No, but
but
also
we're-
like
we're moving really well.
but there's also certain things that you can do at the wide receiver position that are like high pointing a football with someone in your face. It doesn't matter if the guy's a 5-star corner or if
Yeah.
he's a 5'7" guy.
Yeah.
Being able to do that and make contested catches
Yeah,
like
being
that,
able to locate the football, go up at its highest point,
Right.
and get it is transition.
It's a unit, like-
it's gonna transition everywhere.
pulling away, sure, making some moves, making some guys miss. Yeah, not all that's going to translate. There's certain things you can do at the wide receiver level, more so than any other tape, where it's universal.
Also, when you're verified 10.71, there's not a lot of projection of the speed department.
Exactly.
We kind of know you can go.
And around.
Yep. That's against Landmark, my alma mater. Damn, they cribbing the War Eagles right there.
The most broken play in college football, 26.
Jet
Guaranteed
sweeps.
first.
This is Brookstone right here. Ball's in the right hand. That's good. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Contact balance is very, very good.
Do we crib?
Yeah, we're pulling away there.
Yeah, we're cribbing. All right, I've seen enough. 3-star. That's laughable. Now, they took a 6'7" offensive lineman that's apparently a 3-star too, didn't they? Is this Jason Williams kid?
The DJ Dotson guy, is that who you're thinking
Dotson. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking
of? From
of. Where's
Mississippi. That
DeMar?
one.
Is this
Yeah,
him?
look at this field.
Who
So this
got blue
kid's
field?
6'7" from Mississippi, and I believe he's a. Did his dad play at Georgia?
I
I think Jeff Santel tweeted about he's a legacy. And this is another 3-star apparently. Yeah, we rolled him over.
Father's DeMar Dotson, who played at Southern Miss.
Okay.
Played in the NFL.
Okay, NFL legacy.
Yes.
All right, that's what it was.
As an undrafted free agent, started 114 games.
Good Lord. Shout out. That's a unique logo I've never seen before.
All right, yeah, we're a big physical body that
Uh-huh.
needs a lot of development.
Yeah. I mean, definitely a project take.
Yeah,
The athleticism's there, though.
yeah. It's not flashy tape though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's no.
But the frame, isn't he 6'7", 340?
He is listed at 6'7", 330.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to take one of these guys every year. I'll
Yeah,
imagine.
and with guys like that, the things that you can't teach, aggressiveness and drive and things like that, as long as they have that, I feel like there's to a certain degree you can mold them into players.
So what's going on here? It's Gideon Tawo, but it says Jason Williams end of season. So what's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe
All right.
let me try here. Let me pull this.
No,
over.
you're good. I think it's his tape. I think it's a Lovejoy issue with the
okay.
way that they coded that. No,
Yeah.
this is the offensive lineman. That's a different tape. All right, so that got mixed up somehow by their folks. Let's see here. All right, this is his tape. Might have to watch an ad. We do. All right, let's go to somebody else.
But if you click off of it, then the ad stops playing. They really mess you up
Damn,
with these.
they got us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's
so-
okay. We can just stand over here for a minute.
Now, this is the kid from Lovejoy who is 6'2.5", 215 pounds, but has, I think, like a 7'3" wingspan.
Yeah.
And he's Nigerian. So you know I'm all about it.
There you go.
You know I'm all about it. So, yeah, this kid blew up this spring. I think Vanderbilt was his first Power 4 offer, and then Georgia offered him. He took an OV this weekend and committed. So we were in and out real quick with regards to the decision-making process here. All right, I'm expecting to see a lot of twitch and a lot of length from a sawed-off football player.
I think from what I remember watching on this,
You can see how long the damn arms are.
yeah,
On the swing
he's a very raw prospect.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone say that he has the same wingspan as Lorenzo Carter.
Yeah, and he's like, I kid you not, like 6'2".
Put that guy on field goal block. Yo.
We got a first step. There ain't no doubt about that. We have a first step. Ooh, we exploded out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Watch us uncoil our hips on this next rep. I think our foot doesn't even move before our hips uncoil. Watch this. Boom. Really quick. Got the ball out, too. This is against East Coweta. That kid, he's beaten up at left tackle as a Power 4 football player.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Mundy's Mill, we're throwing guys on the ground and pursuing flat. Get the ball out, too.
Yeah, I don't think this will be a 3-star either.
Nope.
I mean, the effort.
What are
Yeah,
your
dude.
thoughts on his hand fighting?
I think they're flashy and twitchy hands.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's all I really worry about is how are they violent? Are they quick? Are they fast? I can teach you where to shoot them, and how to shoot them and the sequencing of when they're supposed to be used. That's my job. Your job in high school is to show me that you can actually do these things at a high rate, potentially. And it's all over the tape. We move really, really well.
Do we have track times on this guy, J-Will?
Let me try.
I don't think we ran track.
No, it doesn't look like. Just wondering.
If anything, we might have hooped. That's against, is that Langston Hughes? Who's that? Those are big boys. That is Langston Hughes. That's him against Kelsey Abrams, the Georgia offensive line commit right there, left tackle.
Might be how they found him.
No, I think they found him because Chaz Ferdinand's got long lineage at sending dudes to Georgia. The
He
head
does
coach
have
there,
track
Lovejoy.
times.
He does a really good
He
job
does?
Does not have
Does
track
not.
times.
at disengaging blocks.
Yes.
I think he might let people get hands on him a little too much, but disengaging is incredible.
That's against Rome. Like, we're playing dudes.
Yeah, no, this is not Timmy's and Tyler's.
It's in a scrimmage.
We running
We're
him
running
down?
that shit down. Yeah, we do get disengaged really, really well. And I love our pad level off of our stance. And I think I saw 4 forced fumbles, and we watched 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taking a double team here.
Yeah, that's against Langston right there. Good stunt inside. Got across his face. That's good stuff. All right, who we got next?
I believe
Want to watch
it's
Gouda or DeMar Dotson? Oh, we just watched that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Gouda left.
Supposedly, this is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
seen Jakeem.
Oh,
Gouda.
we've watched Gouda before.
Is it Jakeem or Hakeem?
I think it's Jakeem.
I don't know. It looks like Joaquin.
Joaquin?
I don't know. Joaquin? I don't know.
Mr. Gouda, let me know.
Mr.
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Cheese.
I think Mr. Gouda's good.
Mr. Gouda is good. I like Mr. Gouda.
Mr. Cheese.
Now, Mr. Gouda is playing about 225 right here. Mr. Gouda like 236 easy now. I just got done watching him at McEachern. He is massive. All right, he's a big Mike linebacker. All right. Now, this tape is going to be nothing but fireworks and hand grenades. We're about to blow people the hell up.
Ooh, I see him already. He got
Oh, yeah, he lurking.
the Michael
He
Myers
lurking.
stance.
And
no.
time for you to get exploded.
You gotta get that ball. You get rid of that ball, QB. Mr. Cheese is coming. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, higher.
Opening kickoff. Set the tone right here, big boy.
Oh, he's lead block.
Yeah, we. Ah!
Golly, dude.
Ah! I think that guy's his teammate now. He's at McEachern now. This is at him at South
This is
Paulding.
a dog.
Forced fumble on a pursuit right here. Is that a cowboy collar he's rocking?
Oh, and he got the
Wait,
ball
is it?
out.
It looked like one. Didn't it look like he had something?
I couldn't tell. Let me see.
Not here. The next clip. We got something in the back of right next to our neck. Closing speed's ridiculous.
Is it?
It looks like one.
I hope so.
We just
dude.
blew that ball the hell up, though.
I hope it is.
Now we're playing edge. We're going to rush a little bit. Just run through his
Just walk
soul.
him down.
Yeah, Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Back off ball. Correcting alignments right there before the snap.
Oh,
And we're shot out of a cannon.
What a banana drill.
This is against Cartersville, it looks like.
No,
No,
this is
Hiram.
This is Hiram.
Boom!
Jeez, man.
I mean, he's SEC big already.
God dang, man.
Dude, I'm excited about this one. And he shut down his recruitment today. Did you see that?
Yeah, they got a couple of guys that do that this weekend. Maybe not all of them announced publicly, but they got a couple of them to shut it down. I put some stuff out on Discord and Patreon. Patreon.com/Brooks Austin. Boom! Love how we got low there. We thought he was going to go low, so we got our pad level low, lower than the lowest.
I love his stance, too.
Yeah, we look like a big backer.
I mean, he moves like Georgia linebackers. I will definitely say that.
I mean, he's him just standing there and standing that.
That
it
looks like
C.J.
C.J. Allen.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like C.J. Allen.
Good trigger step. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Lord.
that'll play.
That running back's going
just
to Georgia Tech, by the way.
He just appears. Oh, no.
How in the hell? Where did he come
How
from?
did he get through there?
Let's see.
How many blocks did he run through right here? Nobody touched him.
He scrapes over that.
Kirby
he scrapes-
scraped all the way over the top
scrapes
without
over that-
giving any ground.
Yeah, he scraped over that double team.
Oh, block PAT. Do we show some Twitch here? Where are we at?
Right
Oh,
here.
we're on the line of scrimmage. Dog. An absolute dog. One of my favorite coachisms is if you want to know how well coached a football team is, just watch their PAT block football team. Watch their PAT. When they give up a score, watch what guys do on PAT. Watch how much effort. I'm pretty sure that was a PAT right there. Just a down that 99.9% of football players take off, to be honest with you. And if you're giving effort there, you're going to give effort no matter what. That kid can play some damn ball.
Yeah, that's he's 4-star, correct?
I think so. You know,
I was going to say, if he's a 3-star,
pay
that's,
attention to that.
if he's a 3-star, the industry has a huge problem.
Not right now. I'm not paying attention to any of that. Blind rankings, or is Fox talking dogs?
Ooh, I do have perhaps my best keep 3 cut 5 ever.
Word?
I want to do this one.
Perhaps my best.
I
Best
have
ever, he
3
says.
blind rankings for us to do today, so we can burn through those at our.
All right. This is keep 3 cut 5 Kirby Smart quotes.
Oh, this is going to be tough.
Okay.
The first quote we have on the list. I don't know who Miley Cyrus is.
Okay.
This came in like a wrecking ball reference.
Yes.
This is also the
I'm cutting it.
I know Eric Church.
Yes. Gave a shout out to Eric Church. With that. I don't know who Miley
I know the
Cyrus
Chief.
is. Yeah.
I'm going to cut.
Yeah, I'm going to cut this one as well. It's a fun quote. It's one that went semi-viral, but at the end of the day, there's a lot better Kirby
Yeah, I think
quotes.
that one just like encapsulates Kirby as a person and a
If
human.
don't say their undisciplined asses isn't on this list, I'm gonna throw a freaking
It
tire.
might
on
not
it.
be. It
Well,
might
number
not
2,
be.
after you cut the first one, we will not be hunted at the University of Georgia. We will be the ones
Yeah, I'm
doing the
keeping
hunting.
that.
You gotta
I'm keeping
keep-
that.
you
It
gotta
was
keep-
such a bar when he
Yeah.
first said it. I was like, whew. And the pacing and the intensity with which he said it.
And
Like,
not
we
only
will not be hunted at the University of Georgia.
And not only that, I think it aged so well. You are fresh off your first national championship in 40 years. Everyone's talking about you. Everyone's like, man, Georgia, they finally get it. They're going to take a step back next year. To come forward, come to the mic and say, we will not be hunted. We will do the hunting and go 15-0. I mean, legendary. Got to keep that one.
All right, so you both kept that one. I am going to have to change up some of the wording on some of these just for the sake
This
of
is
the
that Gus.
viewers.
This is talking about Gus. I already know this one.
No.
Oh,
You don't say crap to him. You just laugh and point at the scoreboard.
That's in Florida.
Yeah,
Is that,
that's the
don't
one you're
say
talking
them,
about.
Jamar?
This
Yeah,
is-
that's the
Don't
whole.
say they're undisciplined asses.
Just to keep it nice and short, though, I kind of just gave the good one-liner.
I'm pretty sure this was the halftime speech that leaked this same year where he made fun of Dan Mullen for not recruiting.
Yeah.
Is this correct?
no, he made fun
Is
of
this
Dan
the year
Mullen
after?
the next year.
Damn.
This quote
All right.
Jay was giving is from the 2021 halftime.
This is
Yes.
getting kept no matter what.
This is getting-
This
this
is
was-
one of the first one I was like, damn, Kirby Kirby is him.
I was a student at this time, and I remember when this quote leaked and was going. The first time I heard it was in class. Probably should admit that. And I remember thinking like, "This has got to be the year we win a national championship." Like stuff like that just fires you up so much. I do hate that it's going to leave one keep left.
Yeah,
though,
you both only have one keep, but
Yeah.
this is more.
He's had some great ones.
Oh, some really good ones. Now this is just a great Kirby hot mic moment. What the F are we doing on defense?
Oh, this is the practice clip. This
Yeah.
one's pretty recent. Great clip, classic Kirby hot mic, but I also feel like that's probably been uttered 50 times in his career, so I'm going to cut it.
This
One
might
of my
be
favorite hot mic Kirby ones that probably is not going to be on your list is when he yelled at James Coley, "Why do our receivers not know what they're doing? This is absolutely embarrassing." Absolutely embarrassing. And I'm like, damn, dude. On the loudspeaker in front of everybody.
Apparently, I think that this was one that got revealed recently. I completely missed it. I guess Waylon Wooten revealed this after he committed to Georgia. I guess he was at practice for one of his visits in the spring, and a wide receiver dropped the ball, and Kirby said, "Dang, you got Waylon Wooten hands out here." He committed to Georgia a couple months later, but revealed that one. So
also one of my favorite Kirby Smart hot mic moments. He had about 35 like really, really good prospects at the practice that I was at.
This one, yeah.
And as I'm leaving, I hear, "I swear, if I see a single one of you recruits on your phone, off our fucking board. You're not playing here."
Nice. Love it. All right, so you both have one keep remaining with, this might be my favorite Kirby Smart hot mic moment. "Gosh dang it, Warren, you're killing my drive."
The Sugar Bowl 2019.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
I
This
didn't
one was,
see this one because I was in the box.
Oh.
And I wasn't
yeah, this
watching
was
the TV
this was
copy.
a live air hot mic.
This is a hot off the TV.
Loud and clear.
Warren Erickson gets a false start penalty that ultimately backs Georgia up.
On staff now, by the way.
Yeah, they have to settle for a field goal. And as I guess Baylor calls a timeout, and as they're going to timeout, the sky cam is panning over the huddle of the Georgia offense, and Kirby Smart is giving Warren Erickson the what for because the false start killed our drive. Hilarious hot mic moment. It's fantastic. I remember watching it live and going, "Did you hear that?" and then backing it up, but I'm gonna have to cut it.
Fair. With one keep remaining, fair to cut it. Did you also cut that one?
It, yeah.
Okay. This is one that you guys have already mentioned. I'm gonna give you the full quote on this one. "Somebody texted me before the game, all these people predicting we're not going to win today. I'm just like, golly, where's that coming from? He's supposed to be my friend. He didn't like to recruit, though."
Oh, I thought you were going with the what did he say about Fox? Did y'all hear what Fox said?
Oh, I want to play that day.
I want to play that goddamn game right now.
I think that was heading into the LSU SEC championship, which gets misconstrued a lot.
People think it's TCU.
People
Yeah,
think
everyone
it's
thought it was TCU
Yeah,
that
it's
game.
not. It's the LSU SEC championship. Regardless, that quote is after the 2022
Yes.
Florida game.
This is when Dan was in the TV role. At
Right.
This
This was after he had been fired. It was Billy Napier's first year there. It's a fun quote. It's a nice little jab at Dan
What did he
Mullen.
say again?
He said, "Somebody texted me before the game, all these people predicting we're not going to win today." I'm just like, golly, where's that coming from? He, being Dan Mullen, supposed to be my friend. He didn't like to recruit, though.
I'm gonna cut that one.
Yeah, I'm
it's
cutting
fun.
Iconic, though.
It's funny. It's iconic, but it doesn't hold.
Also,
true.
looking back on it, there's a lot of things that Dan Mullen did that I didn't like. But the idea that he punted on recruiting after getting turned in by his own athletic director, I probably would have too.
Yeah, for sure.
He got turned in by his own athletic director for doing what every college coach does, which is, oh, there's a bus full of athletes that are randomly coming through Gainesville. Sure, y'all can come through and see the facility.
Yeah.
And his AD turned him in, and they had show like, come on, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'd probably put my feet up too. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't want me to try, so I'm not gonna.
It's fair. So you both cut that one with one keep remaining with two options left. I told them, how about those effing dogs? That's what I told them.
That's a keep for me. This was 2019 after Auburn, and I was so green in the industry at the time that I remember calling my boss and saying, "Kirby just used the F word. Am I allowed to tweet it? Or will y'all fire me for cussing on my Twitter feed?" That's how new I was into this. This is my first year ever covering Georgia. So what I also didn't realize was by the time that I made that phone call, the entire beat had already
Yeah.
tweeted the video out.
Yeah.
You know,
This-
these are things that you learn when
Yep.
you don't when you learn it all by yourself. There's no one holding your hand, walking you through it. You have to go through all
One of
these
those situations
growing
of
pains.
better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, but I mean, he said it. It was a direct quote. How about the freaking dogs? That's what I told
And
him.
then the next press conference saying, well, my mom and my wife got on to me for using the F word, so I'm not going to be using that anymore. Can't be saying that anymore.
I think we baited him this year into trying to get him to say it again.
Yeah, someone did.
Well, he did drop a. I'll wear the.
I'll wear the shit.
Yeah, you said that, but
That's the F word, Kirby.
sorry.
Don't use the F word.
right there.
Right there on the
Right, it
freaking
says-
wall.
I haven't used that word on air in a long time. This is kind of one of the first viral moments off the field I remember from Kirby Smart. I mean, this is year 4. I'm going to cut it, though. As iconic as it is, as much as it's used every time Georgia wins, I'm going to hold out because I feel like there's something greater here.
Well, then you are left with the final option, Kirby, of you're either elite or you're not.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That is the quote that you went into heading into the 21 season that ultimately results in you winning a national championship. We will not be hunted, and you are either elite or you're not, are the two most consequential and well-aged.
When did he say the elite or you're not thing?
I believe that was media days heading into the 21 season.
What was it referencing?
I think it was like his mantra of the "we will not be hunted," like referencing like we tell our guys you're either elite or you're not, and he reiterated that after the Clemson win of hey, we tell everyone you're either elite or you're not, and that was kind of the mantra for 21 of if 22 was we will not be hunted, 21 is you're either elite or you're not.
I think one of my favorites, at least from I hear players repeat it all the time, is we eat off the floor at the University of Georgia.
That's what I call the Javon Bullard special.
We eat off the floor at the
dude.
University of Georgia. I love that. Got to be willing to eat off the floor.
Yep.
Right. So we want to knock out a blind ranking real quick.
I would love to. Let's do it.
All right. I'll give you the category this time. You can choose between the 3. Do you want players to wear number 1, leading receivers by season, or defensive first-round picks?
Let's go defensive first-round picks.
All right. Then, by the way, this is based on their college career. We're not going to do it by
Okay.
what they did in the NFL.
Okay.
The first player you are ranking is Jalen Walker.
Well, it's
These are
super
defensive
green.
first-round picks. I'm
Me-
going to go – you said Trayvon Walker? Or
Jalen Walker. And again, this is based on their collegiate career.
He was
Nothing-
your best defensive player by a considerable margin on an SEC title winner. I'm going to say 3.
I mean, yeah, this is a Buckus winner. Mm-hmm. 3's a good call. That's a good safe play.
The only thing I think that you should take into, and now I'm not going to suggest this or anything, but did not have as long of a tenure.
No, it was a 1-year thing.
Right.
there
okay,
for
then I'm
him.
going 4, actually. Now that you're bringing that up, I'll go 4 here.
Okay. Your number 2
Peak
player.
was so good. Though.
It was.
I mean,
it
the peak
was.
is one of the.
The peak was one of the better peaks that we've had
There's
in the last
really good
5
first-rounders
years.
on this list,
I know.
though.
Your second player is Lewis Seen.
That's 5.
5.
Of the first-rounders that we could be mentioned on this list, I think I'm going to have to go 5.
I think he's the only miss.
Yeah, and like Lewis
Is he
Seen.
the only first-round miss Georgia's had since 2016? A guy that just did flat out did
on
not work.
defense, sure. Isaiah Wilson.
Isaiah Wilson.
Oh, well.
That one was a big
There's
one.
also-
The panda rapper? Yeah, that'll do that.
But even then, like even if we're just because we're just focusing on Georgia careers, like Lewis Seen had a good career at Georgia, was a very meaningful player on a national title winning roster. Probably not as memorable as potentially some of the other candidates we have.
I mean,
on
like
this
the
list.
only one who's a first rounder in my mind that's like even relative to him in terms of wasn't even the best player on his team would be like a Devontae Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt was way better in
fair.
college.
That's way fair. Your third player, DeAndre Baker. Now, mind you, this is college DeAndre
I was
Baker.
about to say, but he's got to be like 2, right? I put Jalen 3, so I have 4 available. Give me DeAndre Baker 4.
Okay.
So I have.
And this was another 1-year guy, right? He
He's-
had one absolutely unconscious year in 18, but prior to that,
He was decent. He was good in 2017. He started a
then
few
was-
games in 2016, but
then was
he
a 4-pointer.
He was a strap in 2018.
Yeah.
I have 3 available.
He
Correct.
didn't allow a touchdown in 2018, did he?
Correct. He did not. I think his total yardage allowed was like 130 yards total.
All right, I have 3 available because I put Jalen at 4, and then I put Lewis Seen at 5. So I'm going to put DeAndre Baker at 3.
That bit tough.
I do. At some point, I just knew somebody was going
I
to do
figured,
it.
yeah.
That bit tough. Go
All
ahead.
right. So you're down to your final 2 players. Your final 2 players,
I have 2 and 1 available.
That's
So
what I
this-
have.
This is what's going.
Nolan Smith.
Yeah, we'll go 2. We'll go 2 for me.
Ah, man. I part of me really wants to put him number 1, honestly. I'm going to do it. That guy's That guy's an ambassador of Georgia football.
Trayvon Walker would screw my entire list going 1. So I might have to put Nolan 1.
Nolan Smith for, like, everything he did on the football field and just the way he represented the football team after his injury.
Yeah,
like,
I'll go 1.
That is a number 1 in my opinion.
Because here comes Trayvon Walker, and Trayvon Walker should technically be like 4 on this list on the ones we've talked about. Who is our last?
Your last
name?
player is Jalen Carter.
Okay.
2? Okay.
2.
I'm good with
And,
that.
I'm good with keeping it
and
at
I
2.
would say I agree with that list simply because of the fact that Nolan Smith was a guy for you basically from the latter half of 2019 through the first half of 2022. Like
He's a coach on your team, too.
Yeah, he gave you 3 straight years of just absolute dominant edge play that propelled you to win 2 national championships, even though he was not on the field for the second one. So I agree that Nolan Smith is probably number 1 on that list.
I'll say, if he was healthy the entire year, his final year at Georgia, Nolan Smith might have had the greatest peak on this list.
He was on pace for like a 12-sack season.
Yeah, he was.
So I'll leave it at that. But
Was that Peck? He tore
His
a
pec against Florida.
did
Tough.
freaking Gators.
I remember getting clipped for saying I think I verbed that as he popped his titty. And
Of course.
got clipped on that
Of
one.
course, that's the verbiage that got used on this show.
Yeah, my man popped his titty out.
I mean, it did happen.
It technically did happen. What else we got?
You have a take on an article, don't you, Kirby?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah, Fox said some stuff, huh?
I was reading some articles today trying to find
You got
some,
20 minutes on this?
I don't have 20 minutes on this, but we do have some more blind rankings that we can get to after this. But it's just something I want to touch on. So Austin Perry, who, by the way, is a noted Florida fan and he covered that in the article, wrote this article. And I was actually pretty impressed with it because he talks about how the fall of Georgia football and how this program has slid from what it was in its glory days has not been that drastic. And I'll read some quotes from it. Quote, "While it's true that the 2024 team wasn't a vintage Kirby Smart outfit, they still won 11 games in SEC championship, had 4 wins against playoff opponents, including a 34-3 drubbing of ACC champion Clemson. Even the 2025 team was a return to form for the boys from Athens, going 12-2, winning the conference once again, only to lose a close game to Ole Miss in the quarterfinals." I think that people also forget how much Georgia accomplished in those last 2 seasons simply because they had some underwhelming performances in the regular season compared to what they had been in early first-round exits. That I think we've all been able to say, backup quarterback first time, didn't have a great day on offense, went against a Notre Dame team that ultimately made it to the national championship, and a one-score loss to a Trinidad Chambliss that was playing out of his mind.
It's a great point in the sense that there's been a lot of takes lately about how coaches want the playoffs to be expanded so they can protect their own, careers. So if they make a playoff, it extends my lifespan as a head football coach. I would argue that Georgia is the exact opposite of that and proves that theory wrong.
Yes.
Because they won 2 SEC championships in a row, and people think Kirby Smart's has pressure to go win a playoff game this year. And he was the best team in the deepest conference the last 2 years. Was he the best team overall? Nope, was not. In fact, he got beat by a member school last year in the playoffs. But, yeah, the idea that the last 2 years have been shortcomings for Georgia, to me, proves the fact that just because one day in the future somebody goes 8-4 and gets their brains beat in the first round of a 2014 playoff, that they're for some reason saved. No, that's not how that's going to work.
And this idea of, I know it gets brought up all the time of Kirby hasn't won a playoff game over the last 3 years.
Yeah, he did, round 1.
And that's what I was going to bring up. He's gotten a bye the last 2 years. He's been a lock for the quarterfinals before his snap has even played in the playoffs. Had he been a first-round team, had he been playing in the first round, I'd say on pretty good authority that Kirby Smart has a playoff win over the last 2 years.
Kalen DeBoer has more playoff wins over the last 2 years than Kirby Smart. Who's been the better coach the last 2 years?
Yeah. And I'm so glad that the conversation went to this because Austin points this out in the article as well and does a very good job pointing out how the data is skewed. So I was trying to knock them for going 3 years without winning a national championship or a playoff game is asinine too, because they've been competitive every year. And in a 12-game tournament, you're going to have some wonky results in a random game or two, especially when drawing from such a low sample size. Other than the lackluster performance against Notre Dame in 2024, and their only other data point from the 12-team era is a back-and-forth last-minute loss to Ole Miss, a team they had beaten just 2 months prior. So it points out how yeah, we're talking about how he doesn't want a playoff game in 3 years. It's a very skewed data set that is not very accurate right now.
Every time someone uses the word asinine, myself included, I was a big what was that comedian's tour named where it was like Bill Engvall, the big trucker fat redneck that did Tomater.
Oh, Larry the Cable
Larry
Guy?
the Cable Guy. Jeff Foxworthy was on that tour.
I know who you're talking about. I don't
You know
remember
what I'm talking about?
I don't remember the
Jeff
name.
Foxworthy used to have this bit about words in redneckisms.
Oh, yeah.
I give her face of two and asinine. I think
Very
of that joke
nice.
every time.
Very nice. So this article has kind of brought me to the take that I want to have, or the question is, can we stop acting like Georgia has had some massive fall from grace because the last 2 seasons haven't equaled up to what is arguably one of the greatest runs in college football history? Like, I understand that everyone is going to hold the candle to what does it look like from the 22, the 2021, hell, even the 2023 season. But I think people forget just how rare that college football run is. Like, we are trying to compare these current Georgia teams and measure them up against programs that have done things no other, like, name another program in the last 25 years that went 3 straight years without losing a regular season game, went back-to-back in national championships. There's only one other to do that. It was Nick Saban's Alabama team, the greatest head coach of all time. There's no other program that's won 29 consecutive games, and there has not been a program that has defeated top 10 opponents in New Year's Six Bowls by more than 55 points twice. Like, what Georgia did from 21 to 23 should not be the baseline of success for Georgia moving forward. And I understand that that's hard to swallow because, you know, you expect that, hey, we've made the mountaintop once before, we should be able to do it every time. 21 to 23 was such a rare time in Athens and a rare time for college football in general that I think acting like, oh, they're not measuring up to this is some sort of fall off that Georgia's going under. This isn't Clemson where we were once competing for national titles and now we're fighting to go 8-4. It's, hey, we were once the most untouchable program in college football and now a team will get us every now and then because we are human. I think that's the entire take that I'm giving on this.
Well, and like, for example, like every coaching career that we examine, you don't immediately start comparing to what Nick Saban accomplished throughout his head coaching career. You might get to a degree at a point in time with someone, or maybe you can start those conversations. But in regards to, there was a point in time in this sport that occurred that will likely never be replicated ever again, that being Alabama's dominant run with Nick Saban. You probably should never compare anything or even start a comparison with that. Same thing with Georgia football. You can't just continue to compare everything to what it was at a point in time over a 3-year span where it was the best it will ever be.
I think it's
probably
so disconnected from what that team was.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we did the anonymous quotes thing, where guys are like, "Are they as good as they were in 2021?" I don't think so. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, like, why is that the expectation?
Come on, man. Is anybody that?
No.
Is anybody right now in college football, apart from maybe Texas, look like that on paper? No.
And by the way, this is not me saying, like, as a Georgia fan, you shouldn't say Georgia should be competing for national championships, or you should say, oh, that they should be. You shouldn't expect a national title. I think Kirby Smart and this roster is more than capable of winning national titles. That should be the baseline of success for your team, or not the baseline of success, but one of the expectations. I'm saying that comparing it to 21 and 22 and going, the good old days are over. We're not going to be able to, like, this team isn't what it once was. Kirby Smart's not the same coach is an unfair comparison to make.
absolutely agree.
You can still command and demand national championships without saying, oh, you know, it's not what it once was here in Athens. Things have fallen off.
All right. We got time to do this. So I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to. We're not allowed to compare anybody to Brock Bowers. We don't do that. Mm-hmm. We don't try to. We don't say it. I think part of the reason why Brock is who Brock is obviously he's 1% talented. But if I had Brock Bowers in this room today and asked him, hey, do you know that you're the best tight end in the world? He would probably look at you and go, oh, shucks, man, I don't even think about it like that, you know, or something along the lines. Like, I don't think Brock has any idea, even to this day, what he is. I don't think he knows that he's going to go down as the greatest tight end in the history of Georgia football. I don't think he knows that he is 1% of 1% of 1%. He has no idea. And he works like he has no idea. I think it's a superpower, to be honest with you. I bring that up and tell you that because I've never had a word of a conversation with Jackson Dollar. But everything I ever hear about the kid is along the same lines. I'm not talking about the player or the talent or I'm talking about the human. The idea that this kid does not care about anything other than getting better every single day at football. That's what this kid is. And that's why Todd Hartley prioritized him over anybody else in this class. And I have a story to confirm this. Jackson Dollar has a chance to go down as the number 1 tight end in the country in 2027. And that means you're up for things like the Nike opening. You're up for things like Nike contracts. You're up for things that potential 5 stars are ultimately up for if you play the game. If you're willing to go do the machine, do the car wash. But if you don't care about the car wash, if you don't care about your ranking, if you don't care about how much NIL money you're going to make, if you don't care about any of this, it's hard to convince you to go do these things. They had to beg, I'm told, they had to beg Jackson Dollar to go to the opening out there in Eugene, Oregon, just to become a Nike athlete. They had to beg him to do it because he doesn't care. All he wants to do is play football. All he wants to do is hoop. All he wants to do is work out. He don't care about none of this stuff. And I have found that that's probably good. It's probably a great thing that we don't care. We don't care about none of that nonsense. All I care about is ball. I want those guys. I want guys that just care about ball. And that's it.
And it's like, it's a form of, it's going to sound weird to put it this way. It's a form of ignorance in a sense, like going back to like Brock having no idea of like what he is, like the value that he is held in, or like the realm of players that he is held in Georgia football history. It's a tad bit of ignorance of just not being aware and not knowing, but it's a good type of ignorance of just like, it doesn't care. It doesn't put time and effort.
It's where the idiom of ignorance is bliss stems from.
Yeah.
That's where it stems from, these moments.
Right.
Where the idea that I don't know is beneficial to the outcome of my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And I also don't know if it's pure ignorance so much as it is you're just not paying attention to it. I'm sure that Jackson Dollar and Brock Bowers have people that come up to them all the time and be like, you are incredible. Like, we love you. You are one of the best we've ever seen. I'm sure they hear that. I think it's a choice to just not listen to it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think Brock only gets his juices flowing on football. I think it's the only thing that makes him feel. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's got family and friends. I'm sure I don't know that about him. But the best, most enjoyment Brock Bowers has is playing football.
That's valid.
And all the stuff that comes with it, he doesn't even care. It's just another part of it. It goes into some bank account that I never see. You know?
All right, I've got 2 more blind rankings if we want to knock.
Let's do it.
Do you want players to wear number 1 or leading receivers by season?
Players who wore number 1.
Players who wear 1.
All right, players to wear number 1. The first player to wear number 1 that you are ranking. And by the way, this is over the last 25 years. I'm not
Muhammad Massaquoi.
It actually is Muhammad Massaquoi.
Let's go 5.
5?
Let's go 4? Let's go 4.
Buddy, I think I'm about to put him 3.
I wanted to put Muhammad Massaquoi.
I borderline want to put him 2.
Oh, yeah, AJ wore 8. Let's go 3.
Screw it. I'm putting him 2. There's only one player I can think of right now that for a fact I'll put him above him.
All right. Number 2, we have Brandon Smith. He played cornerback in the latter years of the Mark Richt there.
Yeah, buddy, I'm clueless. I'm going 5.
Yeah, it feels a tad disrespectful to put him
Smith.
5.
Buddy, I don't.
I think I'm going to put him 5.
All right. Player number 3, we have Zachariah Branch.
1.
Right, I'm going to put 1, really.
No, 2. Sony's around.
Let's
go 2.
I think I'm going to
Let's go 2.
Let me think about this real quick. If you throw a Britton Cox in this, I'm going to slap you off this stage.
Did he transfer to Florida?
Must have. Last I heard. I'm going to put him 3.
Okay. Player number 4, Isaiah Crowell.
All right, I'm cool with that, number 4.
Yeah, I'm cool with that being number 4.
All right, so what number do you have available?
Number 1.
I have number 1 available.
Yeah, you did it. You did it again, didn't
you? He did it to us. He put somebody shitty at this list.
Player number 5 is Brenton Cox.
Yeah, you're banned from putting these lists together moving forward.
Dude,
you're
that one was
absolutely
fun.
banned.
And he doesn't rage bait his top 5 either.
Yeah, right. Doesn't rage bait
never.
people. You're
Actually,
banned.
It's just dead serious.
Well,
Makes
guys,
me not even want to play anymore.
First of all, the top five, Kirby's top five is completely separate. Secondly, you're the ones who assembled this top five, so you should be mad at yourself.
You're the one that assembled the list, though, and the audacity to put a non-Georgia football player on a Georgia football rankings
Georgia.
list. No, he didn't.
He
as far as I'm
recorded stats for
concerned,
Georgia.
he did not.
Attaboy.
The only thing he's best known for in his college football career with Georgia being related is him getting kicked out of the game.
He had as many seasons impactful as he did as Ezra Crowell.
This is Sony Michel. You should have been on this list.
Michel
disrespectful that this man did not put you in the
Sony
echelon.
Michel
of
should have
this.
been on this list. Absolutely. What if I put Justin Fields? Would that have changed anything?
No.
All right. This top five. We'll end this one on a positive. There's no gotchas on this one.
Could have even gone Rosemi Jack Saint. Like could have even gone that route. At least like
hell?
a kind of a gotcha, but at the same time, very respectable player.
There's no gotchas on this one. Players leading receivers by season. So this player led the team in receiving for a certain season.
Oh, so I have to just rank receivers who led the team in receiving.
Correct.
Okay.
Number 1 is Malcolm Mitchell. And you just rank their season, by the way. That was the 2015 season.
How far does this go back?
This goes back. Malcolm Mitchell is the earliest one.
Oh, okay. All right.
That means he's got to go somewhere in the top 3. I'll put him at 3.
I hate his best season came in 2015. So unfortunate.
Dude, he was going to ball in 2013 on that offense.
Yeah.
That offense with Malcolm Mitchell on it, dude. Now, given the luck of that season, he'd have gotten hurt at some point anyways, but
Chat figured you out. Kirby's that one friend in the group that's always the contrarian. Hence why he will never be replaced on this platform. Because nobody with a microphone gets under my skin on this desk more than him, and that's why he's here.
well, I don't try to I don't do it to how can I go against
No,
the
you're just
Rams?
naturally gifted at it. You don't have to try.
Okay.
I'm good because of my affinity for Malcolm Mitchell. I'm gonna go 2.
That's fair. What did you go?
I'll put him 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Player number 2 is George Pickens' 2019 season.
Yeah, I'll put him 2.
I'm not gonna put him above Malcolm. Honestly, I think I might even go I'll go 3 there.
Was Malcolm ever uncoverable?
I mean, he was Georgia's best receiver for multiple years.
He wasn't uncoverable. It was more just he was good for 2 explosives a game.
Because George would tilt the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
But Malcolm was also at a point in time when Georgia football
They had 2 other dudes.
it was big bodies. Yeah. It was just big bodies everywhere.
All right, player number 3 on this list, Arian Smith in the 2024 season.
That's one I try to forget that season entirely, to
He
be
won
What?
honest.
Oh, no, this is leading
This is the
receivers.
leading
I'm an idiot.
I think I'm going to go 5.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go 5.
Had some great moments in his career. But
And,
I'm sorry,
it's
Arian.
such a bad year at wide receiver for them.
Yeah.
They led the nation in drops.
One of the highest yardages on this list, but had literally
But
he had
isn't
a
that-
1,000-yard season.
Isn't that because they played so many games?
They didn't
Malcolm
play that many
played
games.
13, didn't he? Was most he ever played in a season?
Where
Where Arian played
correct.
14 the year he, 892? Know what it was?
Correct.
Yeah. Was that the exact number? 892?
No, it was 817,
Okay, I
I
was
think.
about to
Well, no, it was 850 something.
Yeah, I'll go 5, though.
All right, number 4, Zachariah Branch in the 2025 season.
This is some of the most special play I've seen from a Georgia wide receiver, especially knowing that it cuts off at Malcolm Mitchell. I kind of want to put this one at number 1.
Does that mean no AJ?
Yeah, it means no AJ. AJ Green is not on this
Yeah,
list.
I'll take him at 1. I'll feel fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to put him at number 1.
I'm feeling bad now because it's a slight gotcha looking at it now, but the final name was Brock Bowers' 2022 season.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
He was the leading receiver.
He was the lead receiver.
He was. My mind just immediately went
I
to
think
wide
all I
receivers
have left
only.
is 5.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, this is stupid.
I think I have 4 left. That's what
That's
I have
tough.
left.
Brock
Yeah.
Bowers led the
No, I have 4 left. I'll put Arian at 5.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers was the leading receiver for every year he was on the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, my mind
roster.
just immediately went to wide receivers. I completely forgot that tight ends were even in the equation here.
Got to read the fine print when Kirby's running
I
the show.
did.
Got to read the fine print.
I did
that
say
one.
leading receivers.
You
so.
did. You didn't say wide receivers. You said receivers.
But I also if I had put emphasis on this can be
if you
anyone.
would have said leading yardage total, it would have tipped us off.
Yeah, you guys would have known Brock was
Yeah.
coming and you'd have out for one.
yeah,
Try to
definitely
ma-
would have held out number 1 for that.
Where was Chat at right there? Come on, Chat. Supposed to help us avoid that catastrophe right there.
I think Brock and AJ Green are the only 2 players to have led the team in receiving all 3 years they played. And AJ Green was just
I was about to say
I don't
AJ
think-
did it with a suspension.
I don't think AJ Green ever played a full season for Georgia because there was one year where he had injury, And then the next year was, hey, he's selling his jersey, suspend him for 4 games. How times have changed. And then I think in 2010 he also got injured. So
Still doing the game plan, huh?
Oh, I watched it this weekend.
You rewatched it?
It's a great movie. Fantastic movie.
We came to a potential conclusion of how many great Rock movies are there?
I would say it's probably The Rock's best movie.
I like The Rundown.
The Rundown's good with Sean William Scott.
I didn't hate his first appearance in the Fast and Furious franchise.
No.
I thought he carried that movie.
Yeah, but I also
And
feel
he
like
looks so freaking big. That's the biggest and strongest The Rock's ever looked. The Mummy was atrocious.
yeah, that's early.
I haven't given the new Jumanjis the time of day.
I've also
wouldn't-
not seen
You wouldn't catch me dead watching that movie.
I've not seen The Smashing Machine, so I need to watch
I have
that.
seen the game plan, and I've seen the Tooth Fairy movie.
The game
I
plan.
think both of them are terrible.
When's the last time you watched the game plan?
I think the game. I watched it a ton because my sister's 6 years younger than me, and it was a movie that we enjoyed watching together. It drags.
Really?
I think the last 45 minutes it drags.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the last 45 minutes?
I mean, he basically becomes a good dad. Mm-hmm. All the humor is out of it. All the humor is out of it by then. At that point, he's just trying to grow as a person. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the story arc of the movie. Gridiron Gang is really
great.
good.
That's a top
Really
3
good.
for sure.
You ain't never played quarterback? Shit, I played Madden.
I think you need to rewatch the game plan.
Maybe the live action Moana this year
No.
changes our minds.
No, that will
Can I get a Chihu?
no. That will not be on my list. I will not be watching that movie either.
You didn't put Justin Fields on the greatest to wear ones list. I was
First
shocked.
off-
He lobbed
First
it.
off-
I thought he was going to bait us.
First off, the list is not greatest players to wear number 1. It is rank these 5 players who wore number 1.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't get baited as the last guy, but it was Brenton Cox. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. What a funny joke.
Guys out here making Cox jokes.
That was not the joke.
Just killing a segment. I mean,
Goodness gracious.
I'm good. Y'all good?
Yep.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. We'll be back tomorrow live.
Walking
at
Tall
8
is
o'clock.
also a good rock
Walking Tall is a
movie.
good movie.
Forgot that one. Not his best, though.
The Rundown's the best.
Game plan.